Internet, hello! It's your favorite day of the week. It's Lynn's Day, but your favorite version of Lynn's Day, Tidefall edition. Happy Halloween! Look at us in costume. Everybody vaguely, or very well, in the case of our ladies, I would say, not me, going into some details with their characters. A pluses. Actually, I think Alex does win. I'm sorry. I mean, he's got the whole barbarian helmet going on.
Most definitely.
For my case, say Colorado!
I'm a giraffe.
What does that have to do with this game, Lindsay? Maybe it's an Easter egg. Maybe it's a spoiler. Maybe it's a type and a shadow of things to come. Maybe it's I just didn't want to be a dragon for once. I have many animal onesies. So anyway, thanks for joining us. We love you, and this is a special bonus makeup episode. I'm eating some hummus. Hold on. Announcement. Lately, we've been doing some cool things. There are some new podcast episodes. We just did a playtest of Sean's new Gundam style. It's like Opa Gundam style game. Pretty sure that's what it's called.
Carbon
It's on
Banner.
Yeah.
It's a Powered by the Apocalypse system. I can confirm it was very fun. We'll probably be doing some more of that as we continue to play test that.
So watch it. Watch it if you have eyes. So do it. What else? Well, I'll announce some of the future stuff in the future times. Now it's the present, so I will do present things. Who wants to recap what happened last time?
I can do that.
All
Basically,
right, one of these days, someone's gonna have to take the mantle. Just
well,
saying.
finish
But
break.
he's so good at it.
Finished breaking out of Snack Jail. Bammy went flying for a little bit. We started going through the Rust Canyons, basically Bryce Canyon. Started taking all these civilians to the nearest city, which is still going to be about a week away. So we began that journey. Mostly avoided hazardous terrain, but we eventually found that some rather large creature was stalking us, perhaps getting ready to chomp a few of us. But before we got to that, we had a few good chats. The first time we'd been able to really talk to each other outside of prison, but wasn't, still plenty more for us to talk to each other. Still learning, but we continued on. Ran into this creature after hiding away the civilians and learned it was a crawling apocalypse, a big undead land kraken thing. Although we found out this one was a very itty bitty one. But we fought it, we tore it apart, and then we managed to get the civilians on without anyone really getting hurt. And that's where we left off.
Nobody died!
Oh, and Willow got a weapon from her goddess.
Yes.
And Bammy got a very nice rock.
Yes,
Bammy
I was like,
got a cool rock.
It's a nice boulder. So that's where we left off. They managed to save every one of the civilians. I'm very proud. In the words of Doctor Who, everyone lived. So we continue our journey. Probably with Bammy taking the lead. Some help from Marta, I assume. And maybe some help from Shark as well, as you have come to you've traversed these deserts. Well, actually, I don't think you've ever even been to the Rust Falls. Never mind, Shark just keeps watching and plays some music, and it's like, woo! And Willow keeps everybody's spirits up, because she's Willow. She's mom friend, and she's the best. Also, the little nomad children you saved, they're great. They're the best. They're super helpful. But let's see how well you do in traveling through the desert, shall we? Bammy, would you like to take point on a survival roll, please, sir?
Sure, I can do that.
May I aid him?
You may.
Okay. You want to just take advantage?
Yeah.
Do it.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. You guys continue to do well. Ever since starting out in the Rust Falls, Bammy has been very ably finding clean water for everybody to drink, finding grub of various grubbiness to eat, and this continues to be so. And finding safe, relatively comfortable places to sleep, staying covered and cool enough during the daytime sleeping hours, and traveling during the dark time hours, also called night. The daytime of the night. So you guys make it a few more days. Let me roll passive perceptions, unless anybody is actively being a lookout.
I mean, after the crawling apocalypse, yeah.
Alright.
Eyes are peeled.
Literally unsleeping, so.
True. Okay, both of you may roll separate perception checks. I'm just gonna be noisily eating carrots.
That's not bad, that's not bad.
I got a 14.
Okay.
I got a 17.
Okay. I think basically I'm using this as like average rolls over the course of the next few days of travel. There are a few minor scuffles. After the crawling apocalypse, nothing very dramatic, nothing to write home about per se. But you, again, keep all of the civilians alive over a few more days of travel, spotting all the dangers before they reach you. Good job, team. So, as you are getting close to the end of the Rust Falls, actually, after you have exited the Rust Falls, you begin to enter like the scrubby, dry, like desert land plains of northern Iliomet. Basically, this whole country is like all of the deserts of Earth because I want them all. So you're now in the Nevada, like sort of the Joshua Forest thing, trees of California. That's sort of like a flat, hard ground, super ugly. I mean, beautiful in its own way. Sort of desert. Oh, hold on, let me bring you view with me. And you have exited the Rust Falls. Boop! You just like poop out a little bit. Boop. As you're gonna like just
Only a little bit.
turtling. As you're gonna continue east to the city outside of the Rust Falls. As you do this, you have barely another day's worth of travel. As you, I don't know, when you settle down is when you wake up? I don't know. Willow, advise me.
Oh, sorry, that took me a minute. I'm like, why would I
Advise you on what?
Okay. Yeah, so like as they're sort of like nearing Redrise, Willow would let everybody know that she would like to prepare a special meal for everybody. Probably well, for traveling at night, it would probably be before we like are about to like start out traveling for an evening. So like getting ready. So like she would have prepared like the more like earlier that day.
Like woken up early during the warmer
During the
hours
daytime,
still?
yes, during the
Okay.
warmer hours, to prepare just like a little special meal for everybody.
Does she broach the subject with the party beforehand so that everybody's maybe helpful for a Thanksgiving feast? Or is Mom making all of the pies and mashed potatoes and stuffing?
She probably just would have started on it herself.
What you doing?
I just wanted to make like a special meal for everybody and to sort of give thanks to the goddess that we made it all out.
Oh,
So I'm taking some of the stuff that Bambi got and sort of adding to it.
you want some help?
Sure. I love some help.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just start chopping that lizard into smaller pieces.
You want like cubes or like am I shredding this? Or...
Like bite-sized bits. And I've
okay.
got some spices that you can add to it. And yeah, Willow just sort of like you kind of see she's definitely like knows a bit about cooking and preparing food. So she's cast create food and water to create extra food, but it's In the spell, it's like bland, like it's nourishing but not great. But she's gonna use her. Hang on, let me click on the spell so you guys can see what it do.
I'm so
What
excited.
that do?
Okay, so it's create food and water, and then she's also gonna use. She has like a special like pack of spices, to make things taste better, and is gonna like prepare things and like actually like. I'm guessing like, because it just says food. It doesn't specify what kind of food.
Girl, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
Bring me
so
some
she's just gonna.
holy food.
Yeah, so she probably makes a lot of food that can be like easily like eaten without like plates and stuff, like small like breads, like things that are easy to hold with the hand, and like maybe like
Tapas.
use. Yeah,
And like pitas?
yeah, something like that that people can like eat because we don't really have like
It's
plates
all
or knives or
drumsticks.
bowls. Yeah, maybe some of that. Roast some bird drumsticks. Yeah, just like easy to eat finger food.
Ooh,
For
we even got a
everybody.
cheer in chat for that.
Yay!
Hey, thanks. Yeah, because Will's gonna ask you. She has Hayward's Handy Spice Pouch, which is a magical item that has spices and things. So it's gonna use a combination of that and her like knowledge in like the kitchen and stuff to make this meal. I don't know how many uses of the spice pack it would use to feed. But how many? We have 20, 25 people, 24. Well, I should say 25 because I feel like Bammy would eat more than the normal portion.
He's a big boy.
He's a
With
big
lots
boy.
of muscles. They need
Yes.
nourishment.
Exactly.
I think cooking, while a skill that you must learn, also requires some wisdom. Do you want to roll me
Okay.
a wisdom check?
All right.
Then we will determine how many charges are required.
Okay. Do I add proficiency?
You're proficient in cooking. I just decided.
Okay. Oh, that's really good. Let's see. That is 28.
Well, okay. I don't want to like take all your charges from you, but I feel like
I mean,
you
they
use
do
some
come back
variety.
at dawn.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say 5.
Okay.
And you're just very, very clever and choosy with the spices you bring out, and it's just making it rain some flavor on these
Yes.
on these grubs. Delicious. Joseph
Salt Bay.
He put more salt on his arm than on the food.
It's the aesthetic. And Bammy and Sharak, you begin to smell these delicious cooking and seasoning, mixing preparations as it goes on.
At one point, Bambi will wander over, see one of the, probably medium-sized lizards that he caught, and it's just like, you're ruining it.
No, I'm
It's
making it more flavorful. But if you want that one, you can take it. And just like focusing on her work. Wants to make this yeah, so she gets this sort of like determined look and like wants to make it good for everyone, but also wants it to particularly be good because it's sort of like an offering to her goddess in a way.
Oh, like a celebration of life.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. And Orizana being a goddess of life and like life-saving, this is probably a customary sort of a thing for Orisana clerics to do celebrations of life of various types, especially as thank yous after like harrowing illnesses, traveling through the desert, and stuff like that.
Surviving being in snake jail.
Yeah, surviving snake jail and the desert boogeyman monster.
Yes.
So I feel like you guys, as you kind of are coming together for this, I'm just painting this little word picture for you.
Oh yes.
Bob Ross this with my mouth. So you haven't
Go
had
on.
many opportunities to really chat freely or like really take a load off this whole time because you've, especially since the crawling apocalypse, you guys have been really on edge and like making sure you don't lose not one single soul, even the snooty ones. Everyone must live. And so as as Willow is cooking this, like, it's just kind of the first moment of real like domesticity and kind of like peace-ing. That's a verb.
Yeah.
It kind of is a sort of a catharsis, like a relaxing, like a relief that you didn't realize that you needed after this whole week of, and it's kind of a coming down moment of, you guys were also in jail. Like, you had your own harrowing capture and fight and being imprisoned and fighting your way out. Like, it's a very needed coming down moment as these things come together and are being cooked. Thank you for the follow, the_N7. As you guys, even the people that you're escorting, especially the nomad children, they like kind of break down the tents and move them into a different way to like actually make a sort of makeshift feasting pavilion there in the desert where you guys have camped, and lay out different rugs and like kneeling places, like where everyone can just kind of be together. And you all settle down for the first time, being able to like eat a really good, hearty, flavorful meal.
Yeah.
And the scene is yours.
Okay. When everyone is sort of like sitting, will probably like stand up and be like, everyone, we're just taking a moment to pay thanks to the goddess that she guided us through these tough times, that even in these dark moments that we've had, that she's always with us. And kind of like says like a little bit of a prayer in Celestial, which we sort of, some people know.
I only spoke at the once.
Yeah, but doesn't
got you.
understand it. But essentially sort of like recites like a prayer. So it's like very like poetic and has like a certain like structure. Then I'm not smart enough to make something up, but just gives like this like little like prayer that like sounds like it's been like memorized and is like out of some sort of book of scripture, and then kind of sits back down for everybody to eat.
Marta whispers to herself, and Baz, you're really cool too. Thanks.
Yay.
And all these people you've been escorting, I'm just again painting the scene so like you guys have some sort of privacy. Everybody has like formed friendship bonds and like not necessarily cliques, like in a negative sense, but like in a positive sense.
Yeah,
during
little
this
groups.
week-long journey, especially people who are like in similar cell blocks and stuff like that. They have kind of grown together, and everybody is just so excited to have this moment. And there's like immediately conversation as people like get up and like fill their little pitas or like their little hand foods.
Yeah.
And come and sit back down, and you guys find yourselves together as people kind of naturally gravitate towards the people they've been traveling with, and you guys are somewhat apart.
Sharok would be like sitting on the ground, found like a rock, dusted it off, put like a little pile of food on it, and he's just playing the very few like Iliomedi songs he actually knows.
Oh.
And then like every once in a while break, take some food, go back to playing.
So we're getting very close to Redrise. I don't know what your guys' plans are, but Bammy and I are sort of just traveling around to help where we can. What will you be doing after? I like looks at like Marta and Sharok.
Well, once we get these people back, I guess I'm heading south again.
To do what?
Whatever is needed of me to make sure that that pin doesn't come up.
Then I'm going with you.
Well, I appreciate the company.
You will
But
need
you're,
someone
you're you're welcome. But it's a little selfish of me because I have some things I need to take care of too.
You will need someone to get you through the desert down south. It's only more unforgiving the further away from the civilization you get.
Yeah,
It's-
I mean, from that vision, it seemed like where you might be going is very far south.
Yeah. I mean, You guys are about the only people I can trust right now. I'd love for you guys to come with me. I don't want to get caught up trying to do something and end up dead in the desert somewhere.
That probably wouldn't help very much.
No.
Have you felt or heard that voice anymore, Shara? The one that led you earlier?
Kind of. I tried reaching out, and I don't know, this is all sort of new and confusing to me. I'm getting the idea that if I wait and I'm patient and I just follow the path, as cloudy as it may seem to me, the whole knot of this will unravel. And I'll find out what I'm supposed to be doing.
I like that.
That's very wise. It may not seem like you're chosen for a reason, and sometimes the reasons might be hidden to us, but I'm sure you'll find out in time.
I hope so.
I mean, there's lots and lots of people, like, on the whole, world, and like lots. Like, I haven't met that many, but I'm told like the whole thing has people on it. That's a lot of people. So for you, of all those people, to be charged with something like this, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's kind of terrifying. I'm trying not to think about it too much.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Not like a pressure or anything. I mean, like, that's good on you.
Sort of like pats him. It'll be okay.
You must simply do what you are able to do.
And they wouldn't ask you if they didn't think you could do it. If they're like, oh, no, not Sharog. No, he'll just screw the whole thing up. No, they won't pick you.
That is also very wise, Marta.
Oh, thanks.
If you don't mind me asking, why you seem very eager to join Sharok?
I've heard about these, what'd you call them, Sharok? Pens? Yeah. They're called anchors for me. But they're real important. Like, if they don't stay put and get protected, then the whole world's gonna end. So that's not good. So yeah, trying to make sure that doesn't happen.
End isn't the way my people tell it. The way my people sell it is the world will return to what it once was.
Which is lots of different worlds, like all separated from each other, and
Which
like
is
chaos and dark and light and everything all separated and stuff.
the unbound power of the elements.
Yeah, which basically means our world is toast. So, and not the really good toast, like the nice like golden brown that you like put a little bit of like jam and preserves on. I mean like toast.
I hadn't thought about it like that, but it makes a lot of sense when you put it that way. Well, I don't feel like this is a bad thing. So, and I'm sure if, like Marta said, if it was the wrong thing, you'd feel otherwise.
Plus, Bass says it was the right thing to do, and I trust Bass. So,
Who's that?
Bass is my friend. I guess you call him my patron. Yeah.
Oh, and like Willow's like, oh, just sort of gets this like, that. It's like, all right.
He's real nice. He's really smart. Like he's been around for like ever, like forever, ever. So he knows a lot about stuff.
To the DM,
Yeah.
do any of us recognize the name Baz?
You may roll religion. It is a high-ish DC.
Okay. I am also curious. So Willow's more just like, oh, patrons. That means packs and things.
I'm gonna say the DC is 18.
18.
Well, I got a 15, so.
What is my plus? 16.
The
So
name Baz doesn't ring any bells. Not as a deific figure, not as a nefarious figure. In the case of Willow, you might be very concerned about like, okay, Baz, like what sort of like archdevils do I know? Like what?
Yeah. It's like, okay, how nefarious can you be?
His name's Basilar, Prince of Darkness. I plan to take over the entire world. But y'all are so nice. You can come with me. No.
Baz is short for Beelzebub.
Yeah.
Oh.
Balthazar.
Oh,
What a twist. No.
But yeah, it actually doesn't like it kind of comes close to some worries or some sort of thoughts, but it doesn't really coalesce into anything you recognize right away.
okay. Well, all people get their power from different sources, and sounds like this Baz is an important figure in your life.
Yeah. He came around when I needed him. We're real close. He's like kind of my best friend. Yeah.
Oh. You're just sort of like, huh. Didn't know those kind of relationships could be that way. Sort of thought.
He got me the shell. Did I show you my shell? She's probably showed you the shell like 40 times already since she got it. Did I show you my shell?
I'd love to see your show.
And if you look, it's got all the colors on the other side. It's so pretty.
It's very beautiful.
Thanks.
At least for you, Bammy, that show looks like it does not belong here. Like, you have never seen that sort of a thing in the desert before. So, like, she didn't have it before, and now she does. What the? What?
Does not smell like the desert.
Do you know where it came from? Can you smell it? Do you know where it's from? Here, you can sniff it if you want.
It does not smell like Iliomet.
At all? Wow. She'll just try to sniff it.
It smells like dirt and also your pocket.
Which still probably smells like candy.
It's like
violence.
candy, yeah. It just smells like candy.
It smells like dirty candy.
Dirty candy. I'll take your word for it.
Your friend.
that face.
I was just like, I don't know if you guys want me to narratively move things along or.
I don't know how your friend would have gotten it here, because we are very, very, very far away from not the desert.
Well, he always brings presents. He's real polite like that. Like every time he comes to visit, he'll bring something. Like sometimes it's just like a little thing, or sometimes it's food or candy or a really nice wine. And yeah, just little things like that. Oh, I got a hanky. Yes. He gave me this one first time we met. It was real nice. Very gentlemanlike.
I think Bammy's gonna lean over to Willow and this sounds like what Genevieve and Cade were saying. Is this that love thing?
It's just like, not quite. It's
Oh no, not like
Sounds a little
that. No, Best. No, not like that. No, we're just friends.
inside check.
I am interested in this answer as well.
Okay, I was joking, but I do want to know.
Oh, okay. Never
Amazing.
joke. Always
never
for
choke.
real.
Always for real. My insight's pretty high, but not today. That's a 14. Actually, that was pretty good.
I rolled so bad. It's a 14. All right, Martha.
I had to do math in my head.
Tell me your thoughts and feelings that a 14 would convey. Or
She seems to be telling the truth. Like it sounded like she found the idea of being in love with her patron very outlandish, and she seemed
Okay.
fairly truthful about it.
there's not really a guileful bone in Marta's body.
Yeah. Aw. We're gonna be friends.
No, he's just fast. Like he's real smart and he knows lots of things and he's real nice and yeah, we're just BFFs.
Well, maybe, perhaps, well, you can meet him someday.
Well, yeah, I mean he's always kind of around, but
I think Bammy
I
will
know.
kind of quickly do a head count of everyone.
4, 5, 6.
There's
Not-
exactly
Yeah.
the number there should be.
Not like that, baby. Not like that.
But no, I don't. He hasn't really like come around when I've had like other people around. He doesn't really seem like the shy type, but I don't know. He also, I mean, he's real busy. He has lots of stuff to do, so.
It's like thinks more, be like, what could this stuff be? Shark,
Yes.
earlier you mentioned the people.
Yep.
I didn't want to ask at the time, but why'd you let us out?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Because it was the right thing to do. I mean,
Yeah,
I thought that was obvious.
I mean, I'm hoping it was the right thing to do, but the best way I can put it is I don't have a reliable moral compass.
We should
I've-
get one. It's very hard to navigate in the desert if you don't know the stars without a compass.
Thank you, baby. I spent my entire life being raised to do what I'm pretty sure is the wrong thing. And lately I've been questioning that. And then I had these dreams about a lot of terrible things my people have done and plan on doing. And then I had similar dreams about you guys.
We were in your dreams?
Yeah, about what would have happened to you guys if I had not stepped in to help.
Wow.
And I decided just I'd take a chance and hope I was doing the right thing.
Have you had any more dreams about stuff that hasn't happened yet?
Not since I got you guys out.
Well, you did do the right thing. And just know you can't blame yourself for how you were raised and what you were taught.
Oh, I don't. I just understand that how everything is. I don't see it in the same sort of black and white that other people do.
Do people see things in black and white? Do you not have color?
I know some animals do. They had no color at all. None. Mm-mm. It's kind of sad, really.
Bammy, remember when Cole was trying to teach you about metaphors?
Oh, okay.
Things that seem like they are, but they're not.
Like the sky people.
Well,
Well,
not quite. We'll get there.
Bammy just, gods are fake.
No, it's more
Alright.
that he hasn't ever seen one, so.
Yeah.
No, I know. I just
He's
love
like,
that implication was him being like, yeah, God, like my gods, they're totes fake.
I love it. Well, I don't know if we've properly said it before, but thank you for getting us out of there.
You didn't have to. You did a good thing.
Like I said, I hope it was a good thing because I can never go back.
No, you shouldn't do that. That'd be really bad. Like that Todd thing was huge.
Oh no, I'm not just talking about like those. Those were, to be fair, those were a separate tribe, a cult. I found my people live kind of tribally. We don't really get along with each other. I was using them for my tribe. So them, I don't care about. I hope my horse is safe.
Your horse found you in the desert. Your horse is back. It's amazing. Magic horse.
You hit the call horse button enough times.
Just keep whistling for that horse, it'll come eventually.
Thank you for
Might
reminding
be a
me.
little bit of a lag, just a little, but eventually.
Like pretty much as soon as you came out of the Rust Falls, I'll say.
Oh, cool.
horse.
It went the long way around.
Mhm.
Does she have my cart?
Yeah, totally. Totally unharmed. Maybe a little banged up, but not bad.
People just saw a horse running through the desert, and they're like,
With an
"Nope,
empty
go the other
cart."
way." Ghost horse. Nope, I'm going this way.
So yeah,
Aw.
this is the same scene except he's like leaned up against Zell.
Yay.
But yeah, no, I don't plan on going back there. But they're going to tell other tribes, and eventually, what I've done is going to get back to my home.
They'll be mad.
Oh, they're mad is an understatement for what they'll be.
What did they tell you to do?
I was supposed to come out here, gather some information, set up a stronghold or just a small area where more of my tribe could move out here, and then take the next few decades and disrupt all of Illiamet until my
Oh.
people could take it.
Oh.
To
I'm
be
glad
fair,
you're not doing that.
to be fair, Willow, like that sort of revelation, while it sounds
Uh-huh.
bad, doesn't sound out of place.
Yeah.
I feel like Willow, you're the one who's been the most in cities for the past little while,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you have a sense that things are not so peaceful in Illiamet these days. So
Mhm.
now being a time when like insurgents would come in and do something like that seems like either they're doing it already or it's a good choice of timing.
So, do you think that others will be sent in your place?
Eventually. Once home and the anathema find out, more will be sent to replace me and to kill me.
Well, then we killed him first.
That's the hope.
What's an anathema?
So, you guys saw what I am is considered pure blood yuan tea. A few of the ones you've seen out there that are a bit more snake-like, those are abominations. The anathema is giant, multi-armed, multi-headed, a living god amongst my people. And I served one directly.
And it told you what to do and you didn't do it?
Yeah.
No big snake people. Got it. Okay.
Just say no to snakes.
Say no to snakes.
Well, like Bammy said, we'll look out for you. It's unfortunate our country is going through a lot of things right now.
Yeah, you'll have to explain some of that to me, because we don't do much with the politics where I came from. In fact, this is like maybe the second city I've ever been to before.
Well, I think you're gonna love this one. Maybe not as much as Califer. We'll have to go to Califer sometime. It's
Is
great.
that nice?
Yes, it's where I grew up.
Oh,
Um, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from? If you're not from, I've never seen anybody like you before.
oh, well, I guess there aren't too many of us. At least not that I've seen outside of like my family and like my cousins and people that are somewhat related to me. I grew up in a big forest, like a really big forest, like nothing but forest.
Wow.
That's really nice. There's lots of animals and trees and plants, and they're all my friends, and yeah, it was nice.
Do they also give you handkerchiefs and fancy wines?
No.
Should I be getting you handkerchiefs and fancy wines?
Oh no. That's just Baz's way of being nice. No, the animals were my friends, and we just talk, and they, were nice enough not to eat me. That was nice.
I've heard about forests. My mother's have told me about them.
You haven't been to a forest before?
I'm assuming there's not really forest areas in Iliomet. Like, I'm sure
No.
there's sort of like trees, but not like a lush forest like she's describing.
Correct. There are Joshua trees and other such like cacti and things.
Yeah.
There are trees in the mountain range at the very
Mhm.
northern border of Iliomet. It does get pretty green in there in places, but I don't think Willow's ever been there.
Yeah.
And even a lot of those aren't like forest. Like there are places where there are a bunch of trees. Think Utah. Like there are trees and there are places where it's green because there's lots of water there. But still, it's just kind of like, this is that place that we use to grow things.
Southern Utah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but not like
Oh, and
middle
then
Utah.
to the very west corner is actually, it's very famous for, there are lots of forests to the northwest, but it is
Northwest.
far away and you've never been there.
Yeah, she's not been
Specifically, the
there.
city of Teeming Green is named such because it's teeming with green.
I see.
But yeah, I don't think Willow's ever been
No
to some
forest.
significant trees.
This sounds like a wonderful place. Yeah, her and Bammy both probably.
It's so pretty. Just trees as tall as you can see, and just animals and life, and it's beautiful.
Well, it's just like starry-eyed, like, what is this magical place?
Bammy's just imagining a very, very big cactus.
Huge. She's like, oh, so many, surrounded by huge cacti.
If it's a pine tree, he's not that far off, let's be honest.
Ba-doonch.
Oh, now I'm trying to remember which one is that little thing that, like, there's the tree that you can shake hands with, and that's one's a friend. The spruce? Or spruce is your friend?
Oh no.
Do you know what I'm
I
talking
you're
about?
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's like a spruce is your friend.
Looking it up.
There are like pine trees that are softer, but they're not. I should not say pine trees. I should say
Evergreens.
evergreens that are softer to the touch.
I cannot find this.
Okay.
Sorry.
I just wasn't paying enough attention in biology class. It's fine.
Womp womp.
Well, I mean, first we have to go south to check out the pin, as you called them. But it did look like there were others on the map.
Yeah.
Perhaps we will be guided to those as well.
I'm certain we will. I feel like that's my job now. And if you guys stay with me, you're gonna see trees.
I would like that.
I love Alex's considering face. Like Bammy's like, is good thing? Not sure.
Trees.
I think we're on a very similar path, Shark, so I'm there.
We were all meant to come together, it seems.
Yeah. That's nice.
And I think on this sort of like peaceful, unified note, everyone kind of is like wrapping up, eating the feast and giving thanks, and everyone kind of gives their own sort of little Thanksgiving sort of a prayer to either Orisana, which seems to be most popular right now, and some other people have their own little favorites that they say, and everybody helps like clean up. Some of them, as is kind of tradition, some people take extra foods that like isn't packed up and just kind of goes out like from where everybody was eating and just buries it shallowly. It just seems like it's like a little Illy Mighty tradition. Everybody packs down the tents and gets ready for another last day's travel. And
I put the little kids in the cart.
Yeah.
they are mystified. The nomad people don't really do carts. It's just a little bit too much noise and effort and not pack downable.
Yeah.
They don't really do any sort of permanent sort of structure, so they're just like, what the? And as you guys make the last leg of your journey to the city of Redrise, feeling a little bit closer to each other, a little bit more knowledgeable. Still some mysteries, but coming together right in the feels. And you, as the evening, please interrupt me at any time, as the evening is coming to a close and as the night comes to an end and the sun begins to rise, you reach the city of Redrise. As you're coming up to it, it literally is on this like gradually sloping cliff. It's like literally the last flat ground cliff before a sudden drop off that becomes the rest of the Rust Falls. It is perched on top of this cliff. You can even see from the slight distance as you approach these sprawling buildings. There are a couple of towers, probably watchtowers, maybe even clock towers, possibly. As the sun is rising, it gives it just this really magical sort of a feeling. Again, you're coming to the end of this long hike, and it's just like sort of a thing. The Redrise does have a few waterfalls coming down the cliff, like through the city, that then feed into the rivers, and there's a small lake at the bottom of the cliff. All of these that feed the water to the Rust Falls. And you approach, you meet some guards at the gate. Probably, I would think at this point, Bammy kind of giving the lead sort of back to Willow, maybe? Ish, but standing at her side is Ida. Sorry, Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Bammy knows how to interface with, like, settlement guards, because
oh yeah, that's
haven't
true.
been a caravan guard, but I think with this many people, it's just like, you talk.
And we don't have to play out, but you guys just kind of explain that you came from a long journey in the Rust Falls. Maybe keeping the fact that you fought some monsters and stuff under wraps. Just like, hey, we were journeying. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, we're journeying. A lot of these people got separated from who they were traveling with, especially these children.
They really give you no trouble. Like, Redrise is very much kind of either it's the last stop on the end of like the southern point of like civilized Iliomet, or it's like a travel pit stop between the west and the east. Like, people do go through the Rust Falls to get to Caliper, or they go around it, but like, you know. So they'd see the state that you guys have been in. You're pretty crusty. And they let you in, like there's no charge or anything. They point you to a stable where Zell can be, where the cart can be hitched, and you guys kind of spread out into the city. And the Willow and Bammy, at the very least, you remember where the nomad parents, the nomad family, said that they would be waiting, and you reunite that little family, and it's really sweet and tender, and I don't have the skills for a word picture, but it's really tender. Like there's a lot of crying. The oldest brother is like, who now has like a bandaged arm, like apparently when he got medical attention they just had to remove the arm, and he is kind of like learning to deal with that. Like he has had a while to practice, like regain his balance, and the siblings are not the older of the nomad children that you saved is a little bit more aware of being polite about that. But the younger ones are like, whoa, and they like do lots of like just where his arm was, and it's like, it's just gone. and he's just like, my heart, but also like,
dude, you lost your arm, did you
it's just
notice?
gone. There's just like a gap here now. But it's like,
Hi, Tim.
yeah, like the 5-year-old kind of goes to play patty cake, and then it's like, what the? It's just like this like algebra meme of like, how to with one hand. But that family is reunited. They are extremely, extremely grateful, and I'd say the father comes up to you guys, and everyone else seems to be like, some people are kind of lingering by you guys for like a sense of lingering like safety, but other people kind of spread out, and they're like, I'm gonna find my people, like I'm gonna figure this out, or I'm gonna put it in, like I don't need you guys anymore. But the father comes up to you guys, and he just kind of grabs each one of your hands. Even though he doesn't recognize Marta, he only sort of recognizes Sharak, because he hadn't really interfaced with you that night that you guys were sharing a camp. But grabs your hand and like clasps it in both of his, and kind of like bows over it, touches it to his forehead, and what is apparently some sort of cultural almost like rite or like ritual to him. And he says thank you, but then is also saying like repeated things in his own, the nomadic language. And the mother's just like crying. But and he just kind of looks at each of you and he says, if you're ever in need, my people will help you. You have done more than the settled peoples have ever cared to do for us before. You've gone out of your way, which is, well, in our stories, we make fun of the landed folk for that, and they don't. They stay in one place. They're selfish and destructive, and you aren't. We travel a lot. We may not see you again, but if you are to ever see any of our people, greet them this way, and they will welcome you. And he shows you like a sort of, almost like a dance, but like it's like a bow and a dance. And it's just a very ceremonial, very practiced sort of a thing. And he just, if you do this, they will recognize you as one of their own. It's kind of like a secret handshake, but cool.
Yes. Thank you.
And he shakes his head, and he kind of makes this gesture like he's grabbing your words that you said and like putting them back in your mouth without actually touching you. Yeah. And he just said, no, this is my thank you. And then he gathers his family, and they immediately leave the city. The nomad children like just got done with this long journey. They are like hecked up, but then it's just for them to just keep going. And so they get up and they go. And good job, you guys. Yeah. And you've made an ally with a faction, the nomad faction. Plus 10 rapport with the nomad
Excellent. Secret handshake.
Yeah, so make sure you guys remember that for the future.
Is it like anything like the Donar salute?
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. No. So A couple of these people, Morgan and Joseph, playing my IRL game, which is taking place in the northern country of Dunroan, the
Yes.
demonym of which is Dunar. And they have taken it upon themselves to break my heart and soul. And they say,
I am
We
not
don't-
amongst that party.
We do
There are
not
other
need to put it
members.
out. We do not need to put it out
just
online.
know it
what it
causes me
is.
harm. No, I'll
Yes.
say, just for fun. I've already alluded to it. So they have decided that it's canon that the national salute of Dunroan is as follows. Also,
Hundreds of soldiers all doing the Dunar salute.
Just
just in a wave. It hurts me. I worked so hard on this world. It's hilarious. I love it, but it hurts. Also, that there's the traditional Dunar shout in certain situations. One
No.
might give yeet as needed.
Many yeets this day.
And there's a national dance because the flag of the country is a rearing Pegasus. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like how horses look when they rear. The national
You know,
dance
like
is
this.
because this is Dunroan, and it's harmful. I recommend IRL games to everybody who has the option, but it also hurts my feelings.
Can
Thank
we
you.
have if viewers spend enough XP, can they add to
Sure.
this?
Sure.
Ah.
Add to my harmful canon. Do it. You want to see me pay? Just do it. Spend enough money.
I'm just giving people an option if they want to contribute to this beautiful world.
Yeah, if you want to spend your XP to name an NPC, instead I will allow you to maybe, per my discretion, add a canonical element to the world of Tidefall. Don't
I'm
hurt
just-
me.
I'm just waiting for G.
Anyway, thank you for joining me on this
Anyways.
PSA about Dunroan.
It's a wonderful place. Highly recommend, especially the Banewood. It's lovely time of year.
It's great this time of year.
It's never great. It's no. Where's my tunes? There they are. You guys find yourselves in a city. Gee, give me so much power. I said per DM discretion, G. Oh, you might spend your dollars to get nothing. I will not refund. So it was. So you guys find yourselves in civilization for the first time.
I'm gonna go find somewhere I can get a bath.
Do all
Yeah,
these
we
people
probably
live
stay.
there?
I mean, they do. Some are travelers, but yes, a lot of people live in the city. This isn't even one of the largest.
Ooh, allow me to describe it as you are actually like in it. This is like a this is like a New Mexico, Arizona style like Pueblo city. Like it is built out of like stucco, it is clay like built up all over the place. There are like those instead of actual like window coverings, it's got those like wooden posts in it that they like hang fabric over and they just cast the shadows in. But there are lots of like levels. There are ladders all over the place that people will just like use just like streets. They like go up and just use the roofs like a second street. Things just like have a sort of interconnectedness in the city of Redrise. I lost my train of thought. Oh, there are also a lot of like canopies and other sort of just like spread over the street, just like all over the place. They seem to be able to be retracted, and as the morning is rising, more people are actually becoming active as these canopies are like being pulled like from house to house. Like one household like kind of sends it, and the other household like grabs it and like secures it, as they do seem to be active during the day, more so than you would be when you're traveling through the desert. And the day actually does seem to be starting, which maybe is exhausting to you guys, as again this harrowing journey is catching up to you. That businesses are open is what I'm trying to say here.
Would Willow or I know where like an inn is? Since she and I are the most cityfied.
Sure. What kind of inn are you looking for?
I'm looking for something not too nice, but has like a proper bath. Like, that's all I'm worried about right now.
Great. Willow.
And something that can accommodate Bammy.
Anyone can accommodate Bammy.
Yeah, I think. Do you let Bammy know that you were trying to find an inn that would accommodate him?
Yes.
Or Bammy's just like, why?
Accommodate him how?
Well, he's kind of big, and not the normal bed would be able to handle that.
I'm 7.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Marta is larger.
Yeah.
Well, she's taller.
Yeah.
She's not thicker.
Nah,
Ain't none,
she's
none
pretty thin.
thicker.
She pretty thin, but she's real long and lean.
I'm worried about bulk on furniture. That's what I'm worried about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which, Willow, you would know, this is your home country. That's not really how we do things here in Iliomet. Like, beds aren't really the bed frames. They're very much like piles of cushions and blankets, or it's like a mat. Structural integrity of beds is not a concern. Also, of chairs. Chairs aren't really a thing here.
A lot of sitting.
Wait, y'all don't have chairs and like actual beds?
Rude.
No, I mean it's better to sleep lower to the ground usually, temperature-wise, and
Not where I'm from. Where I'm from, you sleep lower to the ground, and that ends up with you sleeping with snakes and rats and just spiders. Just you gotta stay up off the ground.
Well, they gotta sleep somewhere too.
Yeah, I don't want them sleeping on me.
Marta just like, why are you dissing rats? What's wrong with rats?
I knew some very nice rats back in my day. They were very kind.
I'm certain you have, and I've met some pretty like nice, just little snakes. But rats get hungry and rats eat, and I don't want to be their meal.
I'm sure we could find a
I
place more
wouldn't
suited to people not from here.
Ugh.
Well, what are you gonna do if
It's
you have a
alright.
bad dream about what's gonna happen in the future and you just roll off and fall on the floor? What good is that gonna do?
I get up, and then I go back onto the bed.
Well, then there's just like a waste of another half hour of your good sleeping time.
It doesn't take me half an hour to go back to sleep.
Sorry, it's been a while
I
since
mean,
I've
she
slept. So.
doesn't.
I know.
Oh, so you have slept before?
Oh yeah, I used to. Just not anymore.
Oh. Is that something to do with baths?
Yeah, it just means that like I have more time to like read books and like chat about time and space and you know the planes and things. He's really interested in all that. He's real smart. It takes me a while sometimes to like keep up, but it's all really interesting.
It's very fascinating.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we have to find Sharok a bed that's like 6 feet off the ground.
It
Check.
doesn't have to be that tall.
6 feet.
We'll get you a bunk bed, okay?
Marta's like, rats can climb. I don't know what you want from me. Like,
I'm
how
taking-
high up
Coming
you
for
gotta
you.
be.
I cannot wait. Cannot wait to take you all to Dunroan or any other civilization, and you guys be on my turf.
Yeah, Bammy will just be like, you don't need to find me an inn, I'll just sleep outside.
Alright, well, in any case, and she like yawns really big. I should probably find somewhere.
I was gonna have you guys roll investigation, but
Okay.
you find one.
Okay. That works too.
Unless you want to roll. Actually, do. You're gonna find
Okay.
one regardless, but depending on how well you investigate, it's the quality of inn that you find.
Oh, great. Alright, well, let's see. Investigation? Ooh.
I got a 17.
Y'all, this is not my strong suit.
G asks an apt
11.
question. Is that legal? Presumably at Bammy sleeping outside. The answer is
Legality doesn't really come into
Okay.
question where Bammy's concerned.
don't get caught.
Anything's legal if you don't get caught.
Not so much of that, it's just
No,
like,
no,
what-
it's still illegal.
which
Nothing
guard
is
is
true.
gonna want
Everything
to
is permitted.
which guard is gonna want to deal with the giant naked dragon?
Yeah, I was gonna say the big old lizard. says otherwise.
This half
Big
buried
buff.
golden thick boy, and there's like, it's fine. That's typically how it goes. I think once or twice a guard's been like pokes with stick, and Bambi just like opens one, and they're like, never mind.
Above my pay grade. Never mind.
No. He ain't doing nothing. I'm leaving.
All right, so Shark, what'd you roll again? Because he's probably rolled way better than I.
I got a 17.
Oh yeah, I only got like an 11.
Perf. Okay.
I keep finding places, but they don't have actual beds, like Shark.
No,
does.
like you find
I'm
perfectly.
At some point, I'm gonna be like, if they don't have an actual bed, I don't care. I just want the bath. The bath is the important thing to me right now.
What you do find. There are also, you do pass some, because again, Redrise is all about coming in and like going. Kind of like Pointov was, but like way less seedy. It's a bigger city. It has some sort of farming around it. It's got a whole thriving economy on its like its own self-sufficient way, whereas Pointov was like basically thrived on solely on people coming and going, like solely on trade. But there are some good inns that you pass up at first before Shark has given up, and some really crappy ones. But you, Shark, at the point when you're just like, I will sleep. I don't even care. I'll sleep standing up at this point. You actually do find a fairly nice one. It is an actual building, whereas most of these have been like sort of tents. But this one is a brick and mortar, but not brick or mortar because these are stucco buildings. And you go inside and there
Stucco thatch.
Yeah, stucco thatch building. You go inside, there's immediately like places to like these cushions piled up with little low tables, several of them, places where people can like chill and eat or whatevs. You can see like all of the rooms like don't really have much in the way of walls. It just culturally, just inhibiting airflow is a bad idea. So like there's the eating area, there's the chillin' area in the same area, and then just like there are curtained off rooms just surrounding this big old open area, which kind of goes over to a kitchen-ish area, which again, it's not super kitchen-y. There's like an oven, there's like a vertical tunnel for smoke and heat.
A chimney.
A chimney? Thank you. You know,
Got you, boo.
those side holes. And there are a bunch of people milling about. You are greeted by no less than 3 different like waiters and waitresses, bartender types who are just like, oh, do you want to sit down? Like, do you want to try this drink? Blah, blah, blah. Being super hospitable. And then there's a dude behind the counter. It is a very, very, very dark-skinned half-orc man. Pretty well built. He's a dude who knows a hard day's work and looks good for it. He's got a nice head of hair. He's got some tusks. They've been brushed and flossed. He's got some good poofy sleeves. He's a fashionable fella. And as you guys walk in, he greets you. Welcome to my inn. My name is Osahar Issa. I'm happy to welcome you. How many rooms do you need? What food do you need? We're happy to give it to you. It's fresh off of the oven.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. He reaches out, shakes your hand, like kind of high fives you, and is like, wow, you're tall.
Yeah, I've been for a long time. I really like your inn. It's real nice.
Thank you. I built it myself. I forgot that all half-orcs have a French accent. Here we come.
Here we go.
What does the French sound like?
Let's go.
Bonjour, comment allez-vous?
Comment ça va? Is that a word?
Yep, comment ça
So,
va?
yeah,
Is
How
that a
are you
singular
doing?
word?
it's a phrase. That's a phrase.
3 words.
Parlez-vous français? It is a pleasure to meet you. Come on in, get out of that heat before it gets too bad. The rest of you, what is your names? Osaha, again, you may call me Osa, whatever you want to call me. Tall, who are you?
Hi, Marta.
Marta, so good to meet you again. Shakes your hand again, like your other hand, like make sure both hands get shook. But hello.
Nice to meet you, sir.
I'm Sharak.
Sharak, nice to meet you. Goes to like grab your hands if you allow it. Shake. Shakes both hands.
I am Bammy.
Bammy, pleasure to meet you. Like goes to like grab your hand. Is like, whoa. It just like pats your arm and is like, we're going to have to talk later, maybe hang out some if you're up for it. You seem a little bit worse for a while, but lastly but not leastly, a beautiful pink woman, hello.
Oh, hi, I'm Willow.
Pleasure to meet you, Willow. Again, takes your hand, like takes both hands, puts them together, shakes them both at the same time.
Yeah. Kind of like, ooh.
And he backs off if anyone seems uncomfortable. He's just like super extrovert, this guy.
Does
And
he
he just-
react any differently to me being a gold dragonborn, or can I not tell just how enthusiastic he is?
Roll insight.
I need to pull up my sheet. That's a 5.
You have no idea. He's loud. He's got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
You seem like you have come in from a long way. Do you need rooms? Do you need food? Do you need drink? I have all of these things. Good price. I bring them to you. What do you want?
I'd like a room and a bath.
Absolutely, we can do it. Hey, Summit, give me some bath in sharing room, private room. What do you want?
I don't care.
Great. Give it a private room to this man. Bring me a bath. Do you want warm, cold? What do you want?
Warm.
Warm. Make sure it's warm, clean. Anyone else? What do you want?
Oh, I'd like a room as well.
Private room, charades. What do you want? I have anything that you want. We just cleared out a whole group. I've got tons of rooms for you.
Willow, we could share since I don't sleep. I could just like get a comfy chair.
Oh, okay. Just one room, I guess. And
Perfect.
And
The
Bambi
ladies
likes
will
to
share.
sleep outside. So.
Outside. Do you want to sleep outside when I have these great accommodations for you? I am hurt. Right here in my heart, I am hurt.
Oh,
I have-
Bammy, you hurt his feelings.
I think Bammy will look him over. It's like, you don't look hurt.
But inside, the hurt is real.
I will take some food and drink, but I will not be needing a room.
Will you at least just stay out in our garden? It is nice and shaded. We have a few fruit trees, even if that is fruit. Do you want fruit? Do you like fruit?
Sure, I will have to see this garden to make sure I do not destroy it when sleeping.
So that's why my son loves to show off his garden. He will definitely show you. So, 2 rooms, 1 shared. I'll do a larger one so that you have enough space for both of you. Baths all around.
That would be good.
Bam shakes his head and he goes, that's a choice.
That's a yes, please. Yeah, we've been traveling a while. And kind of like realizes like how long they've been traveling and probably was a little stanky.
You're a little ripe.
Yeah.
So do you want any breakfast spots in your room? Do you want to eat it in the common area? What do you want to do? Do you want me to leave you alone? Do you want to shut up? Do you want to go rest? What do you want?
I think rest would be great, but maybe you can help me. Is there any temple stores on in the city? It's been a while since I've been here and I cannot recall.
Yes, there's a significant temple to Oizana. I can show you where it is once you have rested up. Just fine. We can either I or one of my children will take you. Let me show you to your rooms. Wait here a moment. And then he like goes and like runs back to the kitchen area, like pulls something up from the bottom and like it's like a sheaf. And he's just like comes back and is like, okay, I know what. And basically, he needed to remind himself what rooms actually were empty. He was just kind of making promises before he knew he could keep them. And so he comes back.
I like this guy.
And he guides you to these rooms. Then he goes, and as he's going by, he's like, Modi, come here. Someone wants to see your garden. And he's just like, but Dad, I was leading. And it's just like this little half-orc kid. He's kind of like scrawny. He looks like a nerd. But again, kind of has like slightly larger skin than his dad. He's got some like freckles that are really hard to see because of the dark skin. He's got these big old ears, these tiny tusks that are just like still growing in. His nose is still a little bit too big for him as well. And he just kind of like has his headband, like these curls, his headband. He's just like trying to like keep it like out of his face. And he's just like, but Dad, I'm reading. And he's like, what's your garden? You love to show off your garden. And he's just like, and you get the feeling that Modi doesn't really like to show off his garden that much. But his dad is more proud of him and his garden than he really is. And so this little tiny dude goes over and is like, goes up to Bammy and then just kind of leans back and is like, looks at his dad and he's like, show him your garden. And then he's like, okay, it's this way.
Bammy will follow after.
And so Osa goes and like shows you guys your rooms, and they've got beaded curtains inside of curtains. So if you want like the curtains open and just like some airflow, but still a little privacy, you got the beads. If you want full privacy, you got the curtain on top of the beads. Full service in.
Yes.
And there are a whole bunch of servants who are bringing in like clean bath water for you guys. And it's just like this heavenly aroma of like these flowers that have already been like soaked in the water. Like as you guys are getting there, they've got like some soaps and things for you guys to use. Bammy is taken out a back door, like through the common area. There's a back actual door to a little fenced in area. There's like a little herb garden, a little vegetable garden. The vegetables aren't doing super great. The soil's not awesome, but trying. There are a couple of trees, probably most of which were here before the actual building. So it's like, can't really be credited to the green thumb of this kid. But it is shaded. The dirt has some loose areas that could be used for dirt bath. Could be comf. It is also kind of separate from the street, so not super noisy. Even as he's like, and this is actually a mint plant. And he's like trying to actually, he's like literally giving you a tour of the plants that he's growing, but like super scared. And like there are a few people that like hop by like over the roof, but just like using the roof as like a little thoroughfare a little bit, but not too often.
It is all right, little one. Think Bammy is gonna kind of just like flop down in the middle and just like stretch out and is like seeing if he would accidentally mess anything up.
There is enough open like walking space between the different like plots that Bammy definitely has enough room. It's quite central and shaded and a nice combo of like packed earth for like the lumbar support and like loose earth for dirt bath.
I suppose this will be good. I will try not to ruin your plants.
Please don't. But you can if you want. Like torn, like not like so afraid to tell you what to not like to do or not do, but also really wanting his plants to be okay. But just like
Why would I want to destroy your plants?
why
Why would you tell me that that is okay if you do not want me to?
There's water inside, and just closes the door behind him. Like trying to be customer service, like I'll bring you some water. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to. There's water inside. Closes the door.
Oh my gosh, what is this kid's name again?
Modi.
Modi. Aww.
And Osa shows you guys your rooms and it's just like, do you like it? It is beautiful. We have view here. Both of them have like a little window. One of them, probably Shark's room, because it is the slightly smaller, not shared one. The window, it is fresh air, but like the view isn't super, like it's another building. But like if you like were to lean against the window, you could see out to the street and like through some other buildings and see more sky, more land. Fleece is fresh air though. The girls' room, the window is set back a little bit, so you're actually seeing past the building next door. As you see much more of like the cliff, like you do still see like buildings and backyards and things, but you can see the view over the cliff, like to the Rust Falls, and seeing like the bit of sunrise as it is rising.
This is lovely, thank you.
Yes, of course. Nothing but the best for my new friends.
Yeah, I see the bath and go, perfect.
And he says, of course, this is the worst part, I hate to ask, but there's of course the cost of upkeeping such a lovely place that you are staying in. If you want to just like kick a little bit toward your friend also over here. Asking for you to pay for your rooms.
Okay.
How much do you usually charge?
Yeah, did you
us?
say?
Yeah, it is. Oh, I don't have my DM screen. I'm a fool. This is what we call modest living conditions. So it's an amount of money equal to, I don't know. How many nights are you staying? In fact, first I guess I should ask, how long are we booking these rooms for? How long it is? If it was a long journey, you probably want to take a load off, see a bit of the city, a bit of the view from this side. Should we say 4 days?
That's kind of a shock, but I was thinking, yeah, 2 or 1 or 2.
I mean, let's say 2 days for now. And if at the end of the second day we need more, I'm I'm good for the money. I'll make sure to pay you. Like,
All right, if you are sure. I mean, we might book up with more people coming in and out. You might lose out on your room, but of course, also will do its best for you. That would be a single gold apiece then.
I hand him 4 gold,
Oh,
and I'm like, those 2 extra gold are just in case, just down payment in case. we
oh
need
yes,
something.
deposit will save them. I will do that for you. Absolutely, I will not book out these rooms from under you. I would not do that. You know, I would never do that to you. I will take this, and he puts it like in his pocket. He goes, and we will send out some food for you. Light fares, easy to sleep on. That does not become rock in stomach. Okay, so rest up. I will stop now. I stop. I promise I stop now. Okay, bye. And then he leaves.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, that was real nice, Shara. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm getting into the bath, and like as he's walking into his room, he's like already pulling his clothes off as he's
It's like, ah.
Snakes don't sweat, but they sure hate wearing the same dirty clothes.
Yep.
Are there any rats?
Roll investigation.
Okay. Oh, not bad. That's a 19. I don't know if I even have. I don't know if I have any pluses to investigation because I'm not the sharpest. But I have a +0. Yes, 19.
Hey, it's not a minus. This is a very well. Yeah, sorry, Morgan. There's a motion.
Oh, I was gonna say I have a minus.
Oh. That's fine. No, there's no judgment here.
No judgment.
So, Marta, you are extremely adept at rooting out the little ones, the little places where the small and unloved like run away and hide. There are not obvious places where rats live in this building. It is a not tightly run ship, but a lovingly run ship by Osa here. There are definitely some little holes in the dirt of the floor. It's again like packed earth, like lots of rugs. But there's some places where some little buddies, some little scorpions come in and out. Just like taking advantage of the shade in the cool building. There are definitely some, you can see places where like other little critters, including rats, probably climb in through the window sometimes.
Okay.
Not right now because they're afraid of the noise, but
Can I look around and try to find like a representative of the tiny animal kingdom
Oh,
and like have a
absolutely.
quick little convo?
with that roll, yeah, dude, you find a little red beetle, a Hercules beetle, actually, who is just trying to like scamper out. And it's like, oh no, this room is about to be full again. Like,
Excuse me. I'll cast Speak with Animals. Excuse me?
Are you talking to me?
Yes. Hi. How's it going?
Just get out of your way. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna
Oh,
be
no,
out here
you're
and just like
fine.
not even.
You are totally fine. It's okay.
You're not gonna squish me. Like chase me out with a broom or anything.
No, of course not. I won't. I understand sometimes people can be mean, so maybe someone else
They
might
can be
do
so
that.
mean. I used to have like 17 brothers and I only have like 5.
I'm so sorry. I've lost a brother too.
Oh my gosh,
He didn't get squished by a broom, but no. Me and my
This is
friends.
fate. We were fated to meet
I
together
know.
today.
It's so nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name's Mark.
Hi, Mark. So I do have a little request though. So I have
what's
a
up?
room. I have a room over there, and you're welcome to hang out with me while I'm staying here.
Oh, really?
But
There's
I have
like
a
really
friend.
good crumbs. Oh,
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I've got here. I'll pick something like a little loose, something lint, whatever, like candies, whatever. Do you want a little something here?
oh my gosh, of course I want that. Yes,
of
please give
course.
it
Yeah,
to me.
there you go. There.
Oh my gosh,
You're
this
welcome.
is so good.
So I have a friend though. He's over there. He's taking a bath.
Wait,
right now.
I don't know where you're pointing. I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll show. Do you want to?
I'm a bug. My vision goes out like maybe a foot and a half.
Oh, okay. So I'll show. Do you want me to show you real quick?
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh yeah. Just like
we're doing the
put my
picking
little
up thing.
hand
Oh my gosh, okay.
I'll just like leave my hand out, like they can like crawl on up on it.
he does it. He's like, ah! Like when you pick him up, he just screams.
Just I want to show you. So over there, he's staying over there, just right
still
there
don't-
in that room,
don't-
in that one right there.
it's
I'll
too
like
far.
literally like put my hand
Oh,
up
okay,
against Sharak's door.
Yeah, I got
Who
it.
are
Okay.
you talking to out there?
You don't even hear words. Like it's like
Yeah, it's like super high pitched, like.
What are you doing?
It's like if someone were rubbing marbles together, but all the marbles were like super high pitched.
Oh, can we not? Can we not?
so she'll walk away. if you could just let your friends know that, like, while we're here, if you could just stay out of that one. Like, I don't know, he's just had some bad experiences with, like, small friends.
With bugs.
Yeah, I don't know.
He doesn't like bugs. What's not to like about bugs? Look how shiny I am. I worked really hard on this show.
Oh, no, I know.
Look at these wings.
And he like pops out his wings.
It's like, look at this.
Those
so
are
glorious.
beautiful. They're gorgeous.
Thank
Those
you.
are glorious. Those
Thank
are
you. I
absolutely
know. I
good.
gotta put him away. Keep him safe. You know,
But,
you gotta.
you can't fault anyone their taste. So
I mean, you
it's
can,
just-
but I guess you're right.
So do you mind? I mean, y'all are welcome to come and hang out with me.
I would love that. You're very nice.
Oh,
And I
thank
mean, we
you.
got the whole bond thing about the brothers.
Of
And,
course, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go tell everyone, and I'll be back. Okay?
Okay, sounds great. Okay,
Okay, bye.
nice to meet you, Mark. Bye.
Oh yeah, nice to meet you too. What was your name again?
Oh, I'm Marta.
Oh my gosh, what is the best friend? Look at this. Our names are amazing.
Marta. It's always so
crazy.
great. Here, I'll set you down here, and I'll set him
Okay.
down.
Ah!
It's okay. I got you.
And just beetles away.
Okay. Bye, Mark.
Turns around. Hey! Turns around. And later it's just like,
I can't see any more. Bye.
and then this beetle named Mark goes away.
Amazing.
My IRL game will notice that Hercules beetles are smarter than trees.
Yeah,
Yes.
apparently. Baby trees.
They mature quickly. Trees mature slowly, okay? Baby trees are babies. Good job, Marta. That was probably the most fun DMing I have had in a month.
Yeah.
Everyone settles in, takes a delightful, relaxing bath full of scented salts and flowers and things. As promised, Osa has one of his children. Apparently he has at least 2, at least 3, probably more. Probably all of the waiters, waitresses. We're all Osa's kids. Bring you some light fare, stuff that you can eat before bed that, like, he promised, like, won't make you feel sick to your stomach, like, will be easy to digest, but will still be rejuvenative. That's a word. Bammy, as you were there, like, the door opens sometimes, and also it's just like, I understand that you're listening. I really am trying not to interrupt, but I did want to bring you something to eat. And he's like, and he just talks too much. But he's
I think actually Bammy would have, as the others were bathing, would have tried to go and find like one of the rivers or like the edge of a waterfall.
Yeah.
He's like, I probably should go take an actual bath. And is just gonna go swim in the river for a little bit.
Oh, that's adorable. And you are so shiny. Like, oh boy, it feels really nice. Like the current, like you find it, because Bammy's mama didn't raise no fool. There was no mama, but Bammy didn't raise no fool of himself. And so you don't get too close to the edge. You don't get to the part where it's like too rushy, watery, currenty. But you get a nice bath. Like, it's cool, which is great because it's a warm day. But it's like sparkling in the sun. It has come down from the mountains. Like, it's clear water. It's great. You can drink it and bathe in it, like combo. And then there are some people who come by to like fill up their water skins and they're just like, whoa. It's not usual thing, but I'm just like, just paint it for the audience. It's Baywatch style as this like golden buff dragonborn just like bathing and like tosses his tendrils and like droplets go to, and the people are just like filling up their water skin. They're just like staring. They're like, oh, and then like cork it, and then like, yeah, there's some people who were like, and just like don't have to pull significant others away because I can do what I want. I'm the DM.
Bammy doesn't pay much attention to those, and he is trying to be good and just, swimming downstream so that whatever washes off of him doesn't go into their drinking water.
Yeah, it goes straight off the side of the cliff, and like, yeah, they will go below, like, downstream of you, and then be like, oh, correct it, and like go above, like upstream. Anyway, Morgan did a great joke. It's Bammy watch. And so when you get back to the garden area, Bammy, there's actually a little simple wooden tray with like a really wide bowl of some soup and some other like, there are some nuts and like big cut fruit, but then some honks? Hawks? What's the word? Honks is definitely the correct word.
A haunch?
Yeah! Of meat. For eating. Clearly also like trying to be hospitable, but also like, I don't know what you eat. Honk honk. I hate myself sometimes. And so you just come back to a little bit of that, and then also does like bother you a few times, like, as you're snacking or like getting ready to, and he just tries to talk to you a few times before, and just keeps being like, okay, this time is the last time, I promise I'm not going to come back. And he's like, but are you really sure you're comfortable out here? Like, I do have some available wounds, and that sort of a thing. Eventually he doesn't come back, and everybody gets a wonderful night's rest. The end of campaign. Everyone's very happy. They win.
Yay!
We won D&D.
I don't know if now's a good time for a break.
Yeah, probably.
Sure.
It's about halfway.
Yeah, let's do a break.
Whoa.
Halfway there. As you guys bio break, audience, you should also bio break, and other such things. Take care of yourselves, because emotional damage is just as damage. I don't know. What was the other moral earlier today? Something about snakes. I don't remember. We'll get there. Tune in a little bit when we come back for the moral of this episode of Tidefall, because there always is one. Welcome back to Tidefall. I've brought my cat. Topaz, look. Topaz.
Wow.
Hey, you're not looking. My son.
I fixed
Camera,
my
look.
Charlie Chaplin. Everything's great.
Yeah. we're all bioed and braked. And we're back. We're in a beautiful city called Redrise. They're in a beautiful inn called Osahar's Inn, I guess. It doesn't have a name. It's just his inn. It's fine. And everyone rested up. It's very great. Yeah. What's up? As you guys chill and wake up. Except for, Marta, you just have a great chill night not sleeping. Mark comes back, but it takes him like 5 hours.
Oh, understood. Does he bring any friends?
He does.
Oh,
There's
okay.
like a poisonous centipede named Steve. Why did I do that to myself?
Mhm.
I don't know why.
But yeah, it's a good time.
Awesome. Does Baz show up at all?
No, I think he does.
Oh,
So, as Willow's sleeping, the beaded curtain is pushed back, and like a head pokes in of this extremely Roman-featured man. Fair skin, defined nose, hair slicked back. Today it's, I wish I had dice. Red. It's just like candy apple red. Of this it's long on top, shaved on the sides, but it's smoothed back all nice. It leans in, you can see just the barely peeking collar of a nice suit that doesn't match anywhere else that you've ever seen. No sort of fashion that you've ever seen, and just peeks in his little gentle knock. And you're just, is now a good time?
come on in. Oh yeah, my roommate's asleep, but this is Mark and Steve.
And this tall man, built for hugs, kind of a body type, but dressed really nice in this dark suit, comes in just exaggerated tiptoeing, still manages to look really poised while he does it, and it's just oh, okay, and then goes and sits cross-legged and is oh, hello bugs. So how have you been? It's been a little bit. It's been a bit. It's been a time.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the jail thing was real scary, but I met a Yuan-Ti that he's gonna help with the
With the thing?
yeah,
The
yeah.
thing?
Yes, with the thing. Yes, yeah. I didn't tell them that part. He knew about the anchors, and he's gonna help protect him. He is what do you call it? Something with a bar. It's a big snake person. The one whose bones make him up. I forget his name.
Kublar?
Kublar. Yeah. Kublar. Yeah.
Kublar's the one that chose the Yuan-Ti.
Yeah.
Interesting. To keep him in.
He wants to be kept in. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I guess he realizes it's important.
Yeah, I mean, he's old enough.
It's a big
It's
deal.
about that time. Everyone grows up sometime.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad you're making friends.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really important. Sorry I've been away. There's just
I
been a
know.
lot of
You're busy. I know. It's okay.
yeah. And the prison thing, not my fault.
I know. I completely understand. So.
Sorry, I was trying to be quiet because he was whispering, and now I realize that was a bad call. So, I'm doing it again. So, yeah, just wanted to stop by. Apologize. I did peek in a little bit. That
Mhm.
shell, by the way, do you like that? Did you like that shell?
It's where'd it come from? Bammy said it didn't smell like it was from here, but I couldn't really tell.
Well, not now.
Oh.
It is from here, just not now.
Oh. Now before or now after?
It's dicey.
Okay. It's
But yeah.
real pretty. Thank you.
Oh, I thought so too. I saw it and thought of you.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome, of course. It was the least I could do, really. So, do you have what's the plan? Do you
Well, Shark for sure is ready to go and take care of the anchors. Bammy, and that's Willow. She's real nice.
Oh, hold on. Go on.
Yeah, so they're willing to come along and like help out. Like Bammy's like been in the desert for a long time, and we figure probably have to go through the desert for at least a couple things. So, and Willow's just real nice. Like she's a healer and she's a real good cook.
Oh wow. I mean, keep her.
Right. So, yeah, I think we're ready.
Okay. That's more of a goal, less of a plan, but I love it. Very for it. Here for you.
Yeah.
Just let me know if you need anything, okay? How are those spells treating you? They doing good?
Good.
Comfortable with those?
Yeah. I've been working on. I got to use the protection one. I really like that one a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, again, friends are super important. You can't just go it alone. Like, isolation is not. It's not good. Like, it's asking for bad things to happen. I mean, obviously, bad things have got to happen to balance off the good things. Because if only good things happen, it's not really good anymore. You know what I'm saying?
You don't appreciate it. You don't really appreciate it.
You don't. So, good. Glad to hear it. You're doing really well. You look good. You look
Thanks.
kind of like you had a hard time, but yeah, like you look cleaned up after you look good. Maybe a little haircut, just right there. Also some color. Have you considered new color? I kind of am matching right now. I'm like, I tried on your look, you know?
Do you like it?
I do. It's very, very energetic. You know?
Yeah.
It's very
I thought
you.
so.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, you could just consider like no, not mauve. Mauve wouldn't go with your skin. That'd just be a little too grandma-y. Maybe more of like an
indigo or like.
Oh yes, indigo.
Okay.
Just consider.
Okay.
Lovingly, not a judgment, just an idea.
I was like change it up a little bit.
You know I do too.
Yeah.
All right, so gotta go. Duty calls, but wanted to stop in.
Okay.
Okay,
We're good.
I'll be back. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm always got an ear out for you at the very least.
Thanks, Bass.
Of course. He like comes over and like gives you a little kiss on the forehead and like smooths your hair a little bit. It's like, sorry, I messed it up a little. It looks great. Thanks. You're just a vision. And then like goes back out the door backwards, and then like kind of bumps the beads and it's like, oh gosh, and then like puts them back.
There's the rest of my night reading and talking to Mark and Steve.
Mark's like, what was that?
Oh, that's my friend. He's real nice.
Yeah, so it's a good night all around. Yeah, everyone wakes up rested. Bammy, you wake up because the door kind of swings open really quick, and Osa walks out to like get some fresh air. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to be. That's so rude. I'm just going to close this right here. I'm just again so sorry. It is very rude. I cannot believe. Please forgive.
If you hadn't insisted I sleep here, if I just slept outside, it's fine. It's about time to be getting up.
Okay, I'm just going to close the door. Actually, I really do need to get those fruits. Hold on. Now I'm going to leave. I still feel really bad about it. And then but everybody presumably gathers for breakfast.
Peace. Okay, so I was thinking about it last night, and I mean, we have this overall goal of going south, but how do we want to do that? Because we kind of, well, I mean, we could go back through the Rust Falls.
No, I don't. No, that sounds like a terrible idea.
There will be more shelter and cover getting south. It's also faster to cut through the Rust Falls than to go around. But
It's just that's where we escaped through. I don't like retreading.
True. That is why I was worrying about it, but I mean, you're pretty good with directions. Perhaps we could find a way to stay away from those areas, particularly where we came out and where there might be more. You community, or we could, like you said, go around.
Yes, I could probably. Well, I could direct us away, but I do not know where all the snake people hide. So, I suppose we could skirt all the way around and go back to Caliper.
That is another option. It would be a
Isn't
good
that-
place to stop before we go more south.
Is that closer or further away?
Well,
So, Bammy
It's
is
kind of
gonna give
around.
the distances in number of days. Alex does not know that, but if we look on the Roll20 map right now, cutting straight across is gonna be, just under 300 miles, whereas, a straight line to Caliper is 400 from where we are, but then, that's like 300 east and then 160 south.
Yeah, so depending on if you guys are going on foot or if you get steeds, that would definitely change the pace.
There is no steed that can hold Bammy.
Sir, do not underestimate me.
Thunder's brother.
Yeah, so it depends. At a Bammy pace on foot, you could probably cut if there were a path directly straight through the Rust Falls, you could probably get out under 2 weeks. Maybe like 10 days if you like push really hard. Like if Bammy was alone and just like sprinting through, probably 10 days. To go 30 miles a day. More comfortably, it would be more like 16 miles a day. Again, on foot. So if you get steeds, it'll be faster.
But then, I guess another element of this is the idea that this mark that we saw on the map was in the middle of the Purian Sea. So that's another thing.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anyone who's gone that far. I mean, there's stories, but
I mean, most of the cult that went south, as far as I know, didn't come back. Some did, but for the most part, no. So I assume some found it and some died out there.
I've certainly never been across the Purian Sea, but I've seen it, but swam in it a little bit, but there was no reason for me to go anywhere. There's nothing past there.
Well,
Let's maybe stick to the stuff that we're most familiar with first.
yeah. I'd like to head to Caliper. Either we go around the Rust Falls or cut through it. Ugh, I don't like the idea. I'd like to head to Caliber, stop there, and then when we're there, maybe talk to people because they live closer to the Purian Sea. I mean, not that much closer. And
be able
maybe,
to find someone who knows more.
or someone who's mad enough to try to take us across it.
Lindsay, having lived in Caliper, but maybe has not heard that much about the outside world while she was growing up. Does Willow know anything more about the Purian Sea other than the general sort of what people know about it, that it is this sort of almost impassable strange land that no one has really been to
Yeah.
/ traveled through?
I believe it is canon to her backstory that she kind of read a lot.
Yes.
Because she was
yeah, read a
alone
bit.
lot.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me nature.
Nature. Oh yes, the one that I eventually want to get better at because I have a -2. Oh, but that was a really good roll. So
Hey.
18.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So, let me tell you what Willow has read.
Okay.
She has read a lot of theories about what the Pyrean Sea is. She's read a lot of histories about it. Seen, I'm sorry, what was the total again?
18.
Okay. I'll say she's seen books from different age periods, epochs, you might say, and the maps look slightly different on them. Like there's not really a good consistency, which kind of makes sense because people have tried to like just sail around the entire southern edge of Ilimet and just like eyeball it and just like, I guess this is what the coast looks like. Or maybe no one actually has and they just say that they have and they're just like, oh, no one can tell me I'm wrong, like no one else has seen it. So there's not really consistency there.
Okay.
There are theories on what it is, for example, especially in like religious texts that like just kind of give some guesses on like origin of the world and other like religious topics, have guessed that old types of dragons who were stuck here live in the Pyrean Sea, and it's like their continuous rage that like makes it so different from the rest of the landmass. There are theories about what kind of creatures could possibly live there, because maybe there are.
Okay.
And then definitely just stuff about like lots of foolhardy, crazy adventurers' goals is like to eventually be the one to like cross it, or like to be the one to map it. And a lot of people, like there are probably some journals you read or like some sort of accounts of people who have talked to people and then like as part of their own adventuring stories, people who were like trying to build boats that could withstand the sands, because most of them would eventually, like the wood will eventually get sanded down and the boat won't work anymore, they'd be stranded. Trying to figure out ways to get around that, maybe if there are like magics. So I think I lost the point.
So there's just a lot of different theories, but there's not like anything concrete.
Right. There's no concrete answer of like what it is, why it is, how it is, how to cross, and what lives there. Mostly just a consensus of like, don't go there. Don't do that thing. Why would you? There's literally no water anywhere. Why? That sort of a thing.
Okay. So we got a bit of a journey ahead of us. From what I recall, no one's ever done it before.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
And we kind of have to, so
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. I'm sure a way will be provided for us, or that we'll find that way.
Floating in the Pyrean Sea would probably be very painful. I don't even know how. Can you float on sand?
We should test that theory when we get there.
Test it out.
Willow, I do not think you would be able to swim in your armor.
No, probably not. Especially in sand.
Well,
I mean, try.
What if we made a sand boat?
Well, there are some people who theorized about that, and they try to come up with different ideas, but it's just it's such a unique environment that no one's really achieved it, but I like this idea. There are a lot of builders and craftsmen in Califer. Maybe we could figure something out.
like a wind boat, just
Yeah,
like
something like that. Yeah, something that glides right across the sand with a sail.
Huh.
that sounds kind of fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's get there first and go from there. While we're here in the city, though, I hear there might be real nice people that like I could go get my hair done. Do you know where I could find somewhere like that?
like to cut your hair?
Well, more like to change its color.
Oh. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody who's done it.
Okay. I guess there might be some magics that can do it, right?
You can ask around.
Okay.
Why do you want to change your hair? That's very nice.
Oh, thanks. I don't know. Just switch it up a little bit. I was thinking maybe like a indigo or purple.
I'm sure there's somebody who can do some sort of magic like that. Well, there's dyes. Like for clothing. I wonder if that would work on hair.
Maybe.
Oh, there are plenty of ways to color your hair. Because Sharks had to disguise himself at times.
This guy knows.
I'm not certain about anything that's permanent, though.
Hmm.
Those things I've used have washed out.
Well, that's okay too. As long as it lasts for a little while. I just want to see how it look.
Alright, well, we can go look for that.
Okay. It's
I
not
would
a big
also like-
deal. I just, we're in the city and
Oh, well. Just wait till you see Calver or Vermacia someday. That one's even bigger.
bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right. All right.
It's okay. I know big cities can be sort of overwhelming. There's a lot going on.
Just takes some getting used to.
Well, I think this is a good idea. Then we should go explore the city. Maybe find somebody who can do your hair.
Okay.
We can stock up on some supplies and things.
Sounds like a plan. I forgot to ask how everyone slept.
It was fine until Osa banged my head opening the door.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
I am too big for that garden.
I mean, you're pretty big.
You know, I didn't think I'd get used to pillows, but they weren't so bad.
Were there any rats or creepy crawlies on the ground?
Were there, Lindsay?
Now that you think about it, Shark, there were absolutely not.
No, which is slightly more terrifying than if there were.
Part of me wants
Wait,
to
how about-
say that there was at least one out in the garden that Bammy snacked on. But I think that's
Lunch.
too mean.
Do it. Mark's like,
I only had 5 brothers, now I've got 4!
Munchy and crunchy.
Oh. Well, see, they're not all over the place. Don't have to sit 10 feet off the ground to go
It's
to
not 10
sleep.
feet!
15 feet off the ground.
Why are you going higher?
25 feet off the ground.
I'm not sleeping in a tree!
That's very high. That would hurt if you fell out of it.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not a monkey!
There are tree snakes.
Yes, there are.
Although, would Bammy know that? He's probably seen at least a snake in a Joshua tree.
In a tree, yeah.
yeah. Like a snake that went up there to eat a bird, like does not live there, was just happened to be there the one time that Bammy was
Tree
looking.
snakes.
Tree snakes.
It's like drop bears.
Well, if you guys are getting supplies, I just take my gold pouch off, which has 33 gold in it, and I just hand it to you.
Same
What's
thing you
this
need?
for?
Well, if you guys are gonna get supplies, you should spend money. Don't steal it.
I wasn't gonna steal any. What do you want us to get?
Whatever we need for our journey. I don't travel the desert that often. I'm not the person to ask. Looks at Bammy.
I can tell you some
make sure.
things. I can.
I'm gonna stay here at the inn and play a little music.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
All right, Marta. Let's go find you a place for your hair.
Okay. Oh, and Bammy, if there's anything we should get before we go, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm
We
trying to
need
think
anything?
if it would probably be more. I'm trying to think which would be more interesting for Bammy to go around
Bammy's
and
coming.
kind of go shopping with them, or because my first thought was Bammy's just gonna like go into the wilds outside the city and just hunt, and either get supplies that way or like take it to a butcher and do some bartering there. But if we're gonna be here for a couple days, I think you can do that one day, and so like this day is gonna go with the ladies and as they go shopping, and then based on what we can or can't procure, then may go hunting.
Also remember, I have a horse. I'm gonna need feed for my horse.
Okay.
Just
Bammy
Zell
has
can't
gone
live
on
on-
caravans with horses and camels. So.
Yeah.
Before we leave, I'll have a conversation with Zell and see what she likes to eat. So we get her something nice.
Are we doing that now?
Sure.
Oh my goodness.
Hi. Are you Zell?
Oh, hello.
Hi.
You pronounced that almost correctly.
Oh, how do you say
It's Zell.
it? Zell?
No, Zell.
Zell?
A little bit. Yes.
Oh, we were gonna go get some food, and I just want to make sure that we got something that you like. So, what's your favorite?
You came to ask what I like.
Well, yeah.
Well, if I get a choice.
hey, do not act like Shark does not baby this horse. He loves her.
She is playing it up. She knows what she's
Okay.
about, son. She
Okay.
found you in the Rust Falls.
Okay.
Hey, is this what's happening here? Is this a spoken language?
This is speak with animals, which I can do at will.
Okay, but is it a spoken?
I consider it a spoken language.
Okay. Because today I prepared tongues.
I'll allow it.
So okay. So I think Willow see this sort of starts to look like talking back and forth. Is just gonna subtly cast tongues. Just to see if this is just Marta having a moment.
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Beelzebub?
Balthazar?
Yeah. If this is when she was I'm gonna go talk to the horse, okay.
That's exactly how she said it too. She's like, I'll just go ask the horse what it wants.
Yeah.
As you cast it, it's like there's almost like a radio static sort of a sensation, as
Mhm.
Dispel is not necessarily designed to overlap with Speak with Animals, but
Yeah.
it does. As you tune in to this frequency and hear, well, if I get a choice,
Of course.
I'm a fan of fruits, apples in particular. They got a nice texture,
Oh, yeah.
a nice flavor.
Mhm.
I love oats and some long grains.
Okay.
Gotta have a balanced diet. Gotta keep this figure somehow.
Oh, of course.
There were a few times that my man Sharak, he brought me some plums. That was a pretty swell treat.
You like
Um,
the plums? Okay.
Yeah, I did. My teeth hurt afterward, but I think it was worth it.
Oh, they do have. They have a little pit inside. You
yeah.
gotta watch out for that one.
Oh no, I crushed it. That was fine.
Oh,
I'm a horse.
good for you.
So,
Plums.
but yeah, some sweets. I really like the crunch texture. I'm a big fan.
Fan of crunchy. Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna go get some supplies, and so we'll get you some crunchy things, and I'll look for some plums. And
I appreciate that.
yeah, you're all welcome. All right. Well, see you in a bit. Bye.
I'll be here. I can't leave.
All
I'm a
right.
horse.
I'm a horse.
She could leave if she wants. She's a strong, independent horse who don't need no man.
She's a well-mannered horse who does not like being corralled.
I'm just love this idea of like, I can't go anywhere. I'm a horse. Like, if only I could be something else.
Amazing.
I might be implying something about certain spells in the future, Joseph.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. And the shopping group continues
Mhm.
onward to shop. I don't know why I thought that you guys needed to narrate this part, but that's my job. So you go out into here we go to shop. So you guys go out, you get some supplies, you get bags of grain and things. We don't have to roleplay all of that. Please don't make me do that.
Okay.
You get grain, you get apples, you get some fruits. They're kind of expensive, but you know what? It's the desert. What else are you looking for?
If there is anything or any play.
Oh, hair?
yeah, for
Hair place?
And I think trying to see about mounts.
Ah, hair, mounts. Okay.
Okay, and then Willow would like to go to like a jewelry shop to get like a component for a spell.
Perfect. Hair, mounts, gems. Got it. Roll me investigation using charisma or intelligence, whichever you
okay.
prefer.
I like
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's okay.
It's not. Willow rolled a 1.
Cool.
Should I be
With
rolling investigation here?
charisma, Marta rolled a 17.
Nice.
So total of 5. Oh wait, that's for a save. Hang on. Nope,
Oh.
4.
Okay, Bammy.
That's a 15 for Bammy
Dang, guys.
with his -1.
Willow is just still like talking to horse.
They really do understand. They have. Wow. I love Willow so much. She's just like, I have been exposed to so much in the past 24 hours. Patrons, not all bad? Question mark?
Yeah. Not all
Talking
patients.
horses. So, first and foremost, hair place. Marta, you are asking around. Marta has no fear. She like talks up anybody, just like leans down and is like, do you know where I could go to like find a hair place? Which is why the investigation uses charisma, because it's your people powers. And so people are just like happy to chat with you. People powers, activate. And so you get pointed in a certain direction. At a certain point, you are talking to the right people. Like you kind of are able to pin down people who have like their hair done really nice, even though they're in the middle of like this desert town. And at that point, you're so charismatic and cute. Everyone's just like, oh, let me tell you about my favorite hairdresser. Her name is Sharon. She is like so nice. And like you get so many recommendations. It comes down to like, okay, now which one's closer? Like who I want to actually go to. And so you do pick one.
Sharon sounds real nice.
Oh, okay. Name that I picked at random. Great.
Exactly. Sharon.
So you go to this lady's home. Basically, she does it out of her house. And she is so excited to meet you. She's just like, I have never seen hair like this before. Like, I've never seen anyone like you before. You are just a gem. Oh my gosh, it is so nice to meet you. My name is Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
And just like typical over energetic hairdresser mom lady. And she's just like, so what are we doing today? I'm gonna have to lower this chair down. Hold on. So what are we looking to do?
I'm thinking indigo.
It's like the color?
Mm-hmm.
We're changing this lovely color to indigo. Is that what you're telling me, sweetie?
Well, it doesn't have to be forever, even if it's just like for a little while. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to change.
You know, I think I can do that for you.
Yeah.
You came to the right house. And so Sharon is able to pull together. She actually makes up like basically a jar of this dark purple dye. It's in the jar. It's a bit more on the blue side because your hair is naturally red, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And so she makes this dye that it will hold well unless it gets wet. Then it'll like start to run, and you'll have to like it down. But she will actually sell you the whole jar for reapplications if you like, or other purposes if you want to be creative. Let's say she'll sell it for gold.
Okay. I can do that.
I'm gonna say it has 5 applications.
Ooh. Okay. I can pay a gold. I won't use shark's money for my hair dye. I'll pay for my own hair dye
With my own dollars,
with
honey.
my own dollars.
I'm a
honey.
working lady. I buy my own hair dye.
Mhm.
And Sharon puts it in your hair, like shows you how to like get it a little bit damp and like work it in and make sure you don't miss any spots. Otherwise it'll look really streaky and fake, and you don't want that, honey. No, you don't. You want everyone to look at you like, oh man, look at that little blueberry headed gem. She's just so pretty. Look at her. And then she dries your hair for you with some prestidigitation, some minor magic, and she gets some nice like warm curls. And I don't know where Willow and Pammy are during this. Maybe just sitting in like the benches, just like reading People magazine.
Will's just probably hanging out, maybe looking if there's like maybe like some ribbons or something that she could like add to her
There
hair.
are ribbons. They're absolutely ribbons.
Bammy considers those ribbons the ribbons he currently has in his.
Ah, yes,
tendrils.
those ribbons.
Yes.
Uh,
She'll sell you some ribbons or some like ties, like some elastic ties. She'll sell you like hair wraps that are like, oh honey, they'll protect you from the sun and keep your hair all nice and not dusty. And look at this pattern, honey. It'll just look so good with your complexion.
I love it.
I'm imagining Bammy's hair taken together with a scrunchie.
Yes,
Oh.
please.
Look at that picture of me with that perfect hairdo. Look at that. Wow. I am just a flutter.
Okay, we'll probably get a couple ribbons and yeah, like a head.
Perfect.
Nice little headscarf.
Give me 2 silver.
Okay.
Chump.
Yeah, and maybe while Martin's getting her hair done, like I don't know how long that takes, but it would like braid her hair into like a long braid, like taking the ribbons and kind of doing that.
Like weaving the ribbons through? Is that what you're telling
Yeah.
me?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, Sharon just loves you guys. Who knows how genuine it is? She's a hairdresser, but she does a really good job, Marta.
Insight
And-
check.
Roll it.
Not great. That is a 9.
She loves you guys. Like, man, this is a nice lady. Marta, she finishes your hair, brings out a mirror, I guess. Or I think she more like basically like holds out her hand, does like a prestidigitation image in the palm of her hand, just like, and like kind of does it over and over again to like show you the different angles of like what she sees, but like showing you it on her hand. That
Oh,
sort of
cool.
thing. Because mirrors are hard to come by.
Yeah.
But she like shows, she's like, is this kind of the color that you were thinking about? I mean, I can do a little bit of touch-ups right now. That'll be a little hard.
Is it kind of like a bluishy purple?
It is pretty spot on actually. Like she knows she knew how to use your hair color and then just like add the right color to it, as it really is just topical, not actually changing your hair color.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I worked really hard. I really just wanted to make it good for you, honey. Like,
Thank
I'm so
you so
glad.
much.
Oh yeah, I'm just so glad that we met. This was such a so serendipitous. This is so great.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks so much. You just making my first time in the
Oh
city
yeah,
so
she's
great.
just like chatting with you all, like moving towards the door, and it's like, yeah, it was just so great. And then just like casually shoos you out of her house
Perfect.
for her next appointment.
She's like, get out of my house.
You know, as hairdressers do.
Mhm.
So you guys keep going on, and Marta's just like, I am a foxy lady, just boy. Bammy rolled well. Next, you promptly find a stable, or whatever the other word is for a place where animals are kept.
Pens, kennels.
Sure. One of those.
Kennels are typically for dogs.
I mean, and so you find this place based on smell, Bammy, as there are a bunch of creatures within. Let me describe them to you. Do you see a couple of handlers? There are some like basically Arabian style horses. These big old strong dudes who are like built for, first of all, looks, and second of all, speed going through the desert. Like they're chill. They know what's up. There are some camels. There are these like short, squat giraffe looking things. There are these big, long lizard dudes with like, how do I describe this? Like their chins are really big, like goblety, and like the top of their head is really shallow, and they're just like long. They've got some saddles on them. They're just like an assortment of beasties. Yep. There are
Big lizard bulldog.
there are also just a couple of like cat-like creatures. They are very fluffy. Like their paws are like abnormally large for their body size, with lots of like little furs between their toes. They have a wider, like blockier kind of a face. And they actually have what looks like a larger set of eyes and like a second smaller set of eyes near their ears, which are these like big old, almost like teardroppy, like almost bat shape. And
Are these like what our druid friend back at Pointov had, or was that a different creature?
that was different. That was a displacer beast. But this dude does have 6 legs, with big old fat paws, and it's a little tiny like nubbin of a tail. And they've got hold on, bearded dragons, or big ones we call bearded drakes. Ooh, you can spend XP on that. I'll allow that. I'll rename them for you, G. So these are like, they really are like lynxes, I think is what I'm looking for. They're like chunkier, that's not the word, bulkier up front, and then
Chunkier is the word.
chunkier, and then like taper down toward the butt. But they also have these like weird makeshift like saddle backpack looking things. So like to sit on it, you'd actually be kind of sitting straight upright with almost your chest flush with their the back of their shoulders. So yeah, we got lizards, we got cats, we got camels, we got horses, we got chocobos. Was that a joke? Yes, it was. But they're like ostriches. They're big old huge ostriches also.
Do not tempt me with a chocobo.
They're ostriches.
Yeah. Well, I think Bammy would confer with the stable master and be like, looking for some mounts. Which of your creatures do you think would be able to support me?
The stable master, you say? You come over to this fit lady with like grayish blue skin. How do I describe this? Her hair is like, it looks to be slicked back in like dreads and then tied toward the nape of her neck. But the closer you get, it looks like these dreads are actually solid pieces. Also, they're shiny. Her eyes are like a solid whitish gray color. Yeah, and she is buff. She is blue. She is an ice genasi. She has these like cool clothes, so, like they're almost piratey with like the poofy sleeves that like go to the almost elbow. She's got this little vest on. She's got some pants. She's got altogether too many belts, but she looks super cool. And cool, get it? Because she's ice. And as you come up to talk to her, she is ready to talk to you about this. And as you know, the questions asked, like, are they strong enough to carry this much weight? Like, how much water do they need? Like, survivalist Bammy coming to the fore.
Mm-hmm.
She is, like, ready to talk to you about it. Gee, don't do this to me! And so I'm sorry, I lost it in my girl crush of my own NPC. Go on, what was your question?
Just which of the creatures would be able to support Bammy's weight, and also figuring out, what would be best for the companions, and what gear we are likely to be carrying.
And she is surprisingly soft-spoken. Like, she looks like the kind of person you talk to, like her voice would be really loud, really deep, but she actually like has this really gentle sort of a voice. And gee, can anyone check that redemption for me, please? Thanks.
It is bearded drakes.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so she is like, well, for the amount of weight that you have, actually, like you would have the strength to control any of the bearded drakes. They're a little bit, they respond well to rains, but it takes a bit more force. We have the locals call them desert tigers. They're really good at covering even like loose terrain in the desert. Stronger than they look. I know they look really like they want pets, but they do not do that. They would be strong enough to carry your weight. Don't even look at the horses. I know they're pretty, but honey, don't. Camels would work. They're deceptively fragile looking with their thin legs, but they could do it. They're very slow also. So what sort of a journey are you looking at?
At least a caliper, and then potentially beyond.
Do you know how many breaks you're going to be taking?
By breaks, this should just mean like how many days we plan
Yeah,
to
like
take?
how many days do you plan on running them, like without rest, like how what pace kind of a thing?
We will probably be
Fairly quick, but not full out.
Well, if you want to keep a family together, you can get all of the same type of steed, but I train my beasts well. So you can get any assortment you like, pick a favorite, and they'll work well together as long as you have the force of will to control them.
So the bearded drakes would take more physical strength to...
Yeah, to steer.
Yep.
It would be animal handling with strength.
Oh.
Let's see. How do either of you two feel about that?
My only question is if we have money for this.
That's a really good question.
Yeah. How much are they?
Well, let me tell you, because I, Lindsay, have these notes somewhere that are not here. The somewhere is
Oh, no.
over there. So I'm just gonna pull a number out of my butt, and let's do this. So, desert tigers, sand tigers. What did I say? Sand tigers.
Desert.
Desert
tigers.
tigers. Crushed it. Got it in one, and then doubted myself. Never should do that again. They are 170 gold a piece. The bearded drakes are 90 gold a piece. Horses and camels are significantly cheaper. I think one of the horses, if I remember right, they're going to be like, yeah, camels 50. I think a horse, like a riding horse, is like 25, 30, something like that. The war ostriches are also an amount. They are, let's say, also 50 gold.
Yo, we have like no money.
Yeah.
I have 69 gold.
69 gold?
Well, I
Nice.
just spent one gold on my hair.
Oh, you did
dye,
say you did
so-
say 69. I thought you said 629. I was making a joke.
Oh, no.
You literally said 69.
No, 69 gold.
I'm
'cause
somewhere
I had-
between 6
I had-
and 9.
I had 70 and then I spent one on my hair dye, so now I have 69.
Nice.
Well, we may just have to get riding horses for you two, and Bammy will just keep up.
Well, I was gonna use my cash though for something else. But I don't have to do it. Okay.
I also just point of order.
yes.
Shark does have a cart.
Yes. So we don't
Zella's
need riding
Zella's
stuff.
not primarily a horse meant for pulling. She's a horse meant for speed, but I do have a cart, so we don't necessarily have to have everybody get a steed.
As you guys are like kind of looking around and deciding. Sorry, Alex. Is that a hand? Finger? Oh.
Chicago saying hello
Okay, yes.
very loudly.
Hey.
So then maybe just one other horse or some other, maybe a draft animal to pull the cart as well, and then Zell in that one, and then Bammy would probably not burden them with his considerable bulk in the cart.
I will interject briefly here as you guys are
Yes.
discussing, because as you guys are discussing, there are other people that this owner of the stable, whatever, has to deal with. There are a couple of people who come in to like buy some feed or like get some tips. There is one guy who comes in, just kind of like pushes past some people in line, like that sort of a person at the grocery store, and comes up and is like, he's like, "Hey, Crush, that horse you sold me won't listen to me." And she's like, there's this clear altercation that's about to happen. And she's just like, "Well, maybe it's because you're not being clear." And he's like, "Oh, I'm being crystal clear. I've had plenty of horses. I know what I'm doing. You sold me a faulty horse. You said it was well behaved, blah, blah, blah." And she's just like, and she actually like kind of stands up because she's been just like sitting, like observing, like occasionally gets up. And as this guy is saying this, she stands up, and she's a lot taller than she looked and more of like Dorito shape. And she just kind of like rolls her shoulders and is like, are you trying to imply that I dishonored you and dishonored my own skills and talents by selling you a mediocre animal? And he's just like, that is exactly what I'm saying. And I demand and she just decks him straight across the face, and he flattens instantly, flat on the ground. And she just leans over and goes, maybe next time you should think a little bit more before you speak. And then like there are some people in line who are like, that's why they call her Lady Crush. And then she just reaches over and is like, would you like a hand up? And then as he reaches up and she just pulls her hand back and is like, you can stand up yourself. And then she goes and sits back down in her chair and just kind of, as you guys are discussing,
I
Marta
would
claps.
I'm not even there.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Charok's not there.
This guy stands up, like kind of has to like sit himself back up on the ground, like dust himself up a little bit, like stand up. And all the people in line are just kind of looking at him like how everybody in the grocery store does with that person who makes a fuss. But also it's like everybody here loves Lady Crush. And he just came in like a butt. And so he gets up and he's just like, I meant what I said. And they're just like, get out. And like some dude like just kind of kicks the dirt and he just leaves.
Well, that guy was a jerk.
I know, right? Says some dude who's like petting a horse. I know.
I mean, she takes pride in her work and definitely stands up for it.
She's got a good left hook too.
Okay.
Tell me your thoughts and feelings, my beautiful party.
Okay. Thoughts and feelings.
Oh, also, just full
Is-
disclaimer, G did buy this NPC name last year.
Aw, thank you, G.
I have been waiting so long
Amazing.
to have a buff ice genasi named Lady Crush.
Oh man. Well,
Anyway,
just
go on.
stay here and work for this lady.
I mean,
She probably needs some stable hands, right?
I do now have a crush on Lady Crush.
I mean, who doesn't?
Hashtag crushing on Lady Crush. Oh.
Okay.
Hmm.
I just don't think we have enough
But what do
cash
you
for everything,
want?
y'all.
I
I know. Okay, so perfectly.
I'm gonna pull the cart and then we'll have
Yeah.
saddle and then
Yeah, so we need something for Bammy that can carry Bammy. Or does he want to hoof it? Is that I couldn't tell
yeah, I
parse
think-
out what you were saying.
So yeah, I think-
Baby runs as fast as a horse.
yeah,
Does he want is it smart for our big beefy boy to be running as fast as a horse the whole time though?
Well,
He just does.
yeah. How much does? I think most horses have a speed of 60. Okay, so Bammy's not quite that fast.
Yeah.
He's about a giant elk's speed.
Ah yes.
As fast
He's
as
a
a
Gina.
Gina. But yeah, I think, looking at the coin situation, Bammy would be, I hesitate to call it running numbers, but is figuring like,
He's
okay,
trying to math.
Okay, so we get another draft animal to help Zell pull the cart. You all ride in that. Given, that slowing them down should be enough for me to keep up. But, and, I think it's going to be kind of having this conversation with you all.
Yeah, okay. I guess we do that, then that would work. I forgot about the car and then we have Zell and everything. I
know. How does
had a moment.
the Lady Crush seem to be responding to hearing that Bammy intends to just keep up with the animals?
her eyebrows go up. These like perfect like whitish gray lines, clearly also ice like the rest of her hair. She just kind of like raises them and it's just like listening, not interjecting, not judging, not trying to impose anything, literally just waiting for you guys to either ask questions or make a decision.
Does it look like she's considering putting a saddle on Bammy?
Roll insight from 5 miles away.
That's
Aw,
an 8.
Hard to
Aw.
tell.
hard to tell.
Shark just gets a
She-
nosebleed, has no
You
idea
might say
why.
she's playing it cool.
Let's see.
Oh my gosh, hello?
What if Bambi offered to help out in the stable? He's gonna be
Yeah.
here another day and he was just gonna go hunting, but what if he helps out, maybe we can get a little discount?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how Bammy would approach that in character.
I know, I'm thinking how that would be.
Well, I mean, there are like 2 other people with him to try to sell this idea to Lady Crush.
Yeah. Maybe he sees somebody shoveling manure and is like, I could do that.
I'll give you
I
this.
could do that so much faster.
I'll give you this. There's like stable hands. I'd say there were a few stable hands besides Lady Crush who were around working. One of them is like kind of like you guys are up more in the front. There's like a back area, like behind another couple of fences. Like there's clearly some sort of order going on here. You hear this? No, and then just someone goes, "Ah," and like just gets tossed by someone that you can't quite see. And then Lady Crush just kind of turns and looks and goes. And then like stands up.
Will he be alright?
There's nothing he hasn't broken already. And then she just like opens the gate calmly, closes the gate behind her, and just starts walking off.
Bammy's
And
gonna
here's-
peer up
I'm
over the fence.
There's this guy. If he wasn't being compared to Lady Crush in this moment with your own eyes, he would probably be a fit lad.
Yeah.
But Lady Crush is right there. And so he looks like a skinny dude. And she just like goes and just kind of like picks him up and like stands him up. And she's like is leaning forward. You assume she's doing the whole like, does anything hurt? Like she kind of like hits him a little bit. And he's like, ah. And she's like, you're fine. And then she just kind of like sends him off. He's fine. And he's like, he's fine. And he's just like, he's like cradling an arm. And Lady Crush like kind of walks off behind the fence and she goes, hey. And she like whistles and like does these like snaps. And there's a particularly larger creature. Sort of looks like, I was gonna say bearded drake, but that's not true. It kind of looks like Toothless. If Toothless were thick. It has some wings, but they are strapped down. Basically, you're looking at a young dragon. You're looking at a dragonling. And she like kind of like yells at it and it like comes up and it's like hissing. And she goes over and she like puts some hands up. Anyway, she like kind of walks off screen, like behind a building to take care of that thing that she's doing over there. Which seems like it's hard to get help for.
Yeah, I think Bambi is going to just kind of... I think he's not even entirely sure why he's doing it, but is just gonna, open the gate, go, close it, because that's what Lady Crush did, but is gonna head on back and just kind of,
Should we go with? Okay.
Let's just take a peek. I was gonna like kind of go over to the gate and kind of like try to look over it and see what's happening.
And we see Lady Crush literally like she has a rope on one arm and then she's like lassoing with the other one and is trying to like lasso this dragonling. She has one on it already that's like already wrapped around like the bicep and around like the elbow of the other arm with the another rope, and she's like trying to catch another one, and she's just like making whistle noises and like snapping and then like occasionally calling out like, hey, calm down, like come here. Her voice doesn't raise very well, but it still has some sort of like authoritative tone to it when she does raise it, as she's trying to like wrangle this thing.
Okay.
Bammy, I don't speak Draconic, but maybe you can talk to it.
Okay. Can I do a sending spell to Sharak?
Yes.
Okay, is gonna. What else are we doing today? Nothing. I'm just gonna blow spells as much as I can. Is gonna send a message. Okay, it's a 25. To Sharak is gonna say, we're buying horses and maybe other things. Maybe you could come help us. We're at the insert name of stable.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna give you free words for that because it totally has a name.
Okay. What would be good? I see. Hang on. Something about like horseshoe, like the ice, like.
Oh,
The
you're
frosted
thinking of a name
horseshoe.
for this.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm thinking of a name.
The frosted horseshoe.
Or something. I don't know.
I'm into it. I'm into it.
Okay. Unless you had a name that you wanted to use.
I'm sure I did at some point. Do I now? No.
I don't know.
Probably in my notes.
Or like the cold iron like horseshoe or something. I don't know.
All right, now I gotta just make one on the spot. Here we go.
Do
don't
it.
know.
Do it.
We could skip over this. I just thought
Yeah,
you were
sorry, my
like
cat. Yeah.
saying I should come up with
Oh,
something
no,
on the spot.
I was waiting for you to finish your message. I'm so sorry. That's not what I meant at all.
Okay. But yeah, we'll just tell. Yeah, Shark to come. We might need his help with horses. Also, Bammy might be taming a dragon.
Got it. It's the draft horse is the name of it.
Aw.
But like the
draft
logo
horse.
is literally like a horse running, but like the horse becomes like a wintry wind.
Ooh, I love it. Okay.
All you get in response is, I'll be there immediately. And just stuff up. Start heading that way.
And look, you're there. It's amazing. It's a miracle of cinematographic magic. Anyway, she has one rope around one of the legs of the dragon as she's getting like dragged across the ground a little bit as she's trying to like hold it and like swinging her other lasso. She has missed a couple times, and so she keeps pulling it back and like re-roping it.
Is there anything? Because I'm still trying to figure out if Bammy like consciously knows how to speak Draconic at this point, or if it's more just something that he like will slip into if other Draconic is happening. So does there seem to be any Draconic going on?
There are. Like she does like a few of the commands that she's shouting out when she's not saying like, hey, stop that, or like come here, or calm down, or like I'm talking to you. Like she does occasionally intersperse like some Draconic words, which again are just other sorts of commands, basically the same sort of thing of like calm down, come here, like that sort of a thing.
But I think that might be enough for Bammy to just, as he's approaching the dragon in Draconic, just go and be like, you should listen to her. I would hate to have to get rough with you.
Roll me something with charisma. Roll me animal handling.
Can
Shark
I
is
do-
translating this for the other two.
Well, with charisma, that's worse than my actual animal handling.
Oh well, then roll that instead.
That's gonna be a 13.
I think that's enough for what I was anticipating happening. It is like fighting her and like pulling against her and kind of doing the bucking bronco kind of a thing of like trying to shake off the rope and just like rolling over and seeing if it can like pull her with it. Clearly the way that it threw the other guy. But she is just like either like twisting her arm or like letting the rope get some slack and then like pulling it back in and just like, she actually does just because I thought of it, she does a couple of cool like jumps and like twists in the air, like and just like lands back on her feet as it tries to like flip her. But as Bammy speaks up in Draconic, it like just kind of gets low to the ground, like flattens even more and like immediately like turns its head to look at him and just like does this like almost alligator type hiss. I was just like wet, like deep throat growl hiss sound. Does not speak back, but seems to understand you.
Are you going to behave, or am I going to have to show you who's boss?
What music is playing? I was hoping it was energetic, but clearly it is not.
It's a little tense.
Oh, let's try this one. This is not what I
Oh
want.
yes, the Bollywood music.
Let's bring the Bollywood in. I don't care. I'm leaving it. I don't feel like looking anymore.
As Bammy is doing this, Shark shouts like out there, "Yeah, Bammy, show him who's boss!" And I'm gonna give him inspiration.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Lady Crush is like looking over there. She, who has good insight?
I am fairly good.
My insight
Plus
is
6.
+3.
+2.
Two. I think everybody then probably has pretty good insight. Willow's probably best, I assume, because she's a cleric.
Oh yeah, it's +6.
Yeah. Okay. So Willow, you especially know this, and I'll give you a little extra juicy details. But everybody, like, as Bammy's shouting out, just has kind of like joined, like entered into the corral area. You guys are all on the outside, like watching. As he has entered in, she looks over and it almost like has that instinct of like, "Wee." But then it's like, fine. Like she kind of gets this look across her face of like she's gonna like tell him off. But then it becomes like a fine. We'll see how this goes. Like she's very chill.
Yes.
As you say, do I have to get rough with you? Roll intimidation.
Should I roll this with strength instead of charisma? Or
Do you
not
flex?
yet? I mean, I'm a very big, beefy boy.
Pex.
That's true. That's true.
Although I don't know exactly how this thing is in size comparison to me.
It is larger than you. It is quite large. How do I describe this in size terms? It's probably a large creature, but like on the large end of large creature.
But yeah,
It is definitely bigger than a horse.
I think as I was saying, do I have to show you who's boss? I'm definitely doing like shoulder rolls and stuff like that.
Like puffing up.
Watch yourself.
Okay, you may roll intimidation with strength.
Well, I rolled real bad.
Mm.
Let's see. I'm gonna use G's inspiration first to re-roll that.
Okay.
That's a little better. And then how much is your inspiration, Sharok?
It's a D6.
Okay. I rolled a 1 on that. But
No!
So
Well, it's one better.
I mean, all told, that works out to 15.
That's what I had in my head as the number. Okay.
Yay!
It like pauses its hissing at you and then just kind of scuttles backwards, like not necessarily in a frightened way, but like it's trying to get into a good position and tries to pull Lady Crush with it, but she like kind of pulls back and it like can't back up as far, so like one of its legs is like pulled out farther, and it just kind of like looks at her and kind of snarls and like lifts up its lip. And there's just like these thick teeth, like it hasn't grown into its teeth yet.
Oh.
But then it looks at you and it looks at her and it looks at you. And it just kind of, it stops aggressively moving. It stops trying to like yank on her and it's just like staring at you. So as you met the DC, you didn't like overly succeed,
Yeah.
but you succeeded.
I think,
You're waiting your next move.
yeah. About how much space is there? Could I safely enter a rage without burning anyone?
Yes.
So,
It is a corral. It is
Yeah.
corral size.
So I think I'm going to try and go for almost like a surprise attack, in that I'm going to enter rage and then just try and leap on it and like get it by the head and just like close the mouth.
Ah! Okay, do that thing.
Get him, Bammy.
What check should I make?
Are you alligator wrestling a dragon?
Basically.
Gator wrestling?
Oh, what is that from? I will show you.
Thank you.
Let's see, I should uncheck. Is this
I feel
inspiration?
like I vaguely know what it is.
Okay, but I'm assuming an athletics check.
Yeah, I think that's what I said, but I might have been lost in my excitement.
Get him. Get him.
Oh, I've been rolling just garbage, but that is another 15. Because I'm a very athletic boy.
I'm still trying to find this video.
Oh, no,
can find it later.
don't do it now.
Yeah, 15. This is fine because I want this to happen. So, Bammy, you rage, and there's again like this sick ripple effect of like heat wave as Bammy just like kind of instinctively flexes, like just looks more muscly than usual. Like he just finished a set of push-ups. And then just like you just instantly like enter this like 0 to 60, but not 60, sprint as you just jump on this thing, like swing around its neck as it like immediately starts to try and thrash, but you get your arms around its neck, which it does take both arms because it's a big lad. As you're just like holding its mouth shut, and it's like thrashing, is trying to like use its head to like smack you into the ground. But you're able to hold on, 1, and 2, hold its mouth shut without getting knocked off. And it's just like this kind of scramble. And at this point, Lady Crush is like trying to hold her rope that is holding its leg, and then it's kind of strategically just like lets go of the rope and is like, honestly, I might make it worse. Like it might twist in such a way that this rope wraps around Bammy. It actually just has to let it go. And Bammy, you are just wrestling this thing. Make another athletics check as it's gonna try and buck you off.
All right. Hopefully my d20s will be nice now. Nope, that I don't think I've rolled above. Well, no, except for my investigation check, I've not rolled above a 10. But that is a 13.
Hold on, I need to roll a contested roll.
Or no, hold on.
Oh.
16.
I'm sad it's a GM roll, but it was a natural 1 on the side of the dragonling, which is good. But so it is trying to thrash you off, and then ends up backing itself into the fence, and then like kind of pushes itself up into like this long lizardy like stand, and you're kind of dangling off of it as it tries to shake. And from that position, a weaker man would have flinched, but not Bammy, as that you just like kind of pick your legs up, legs and tail, and then just like yank downwards into gravity and like pull it back down, and you're able to basically like get it pinned. Give me an animal handling check.
With strength.
Yes.
Come on, buddy.
Also, during this, Shark is like firing off another inspiration of like, yeah!
I wish I could guidance you from a distance, but I have to touch you for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to get up in there.
Okay, so
Whack it. I'm out.
okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to do the math here. Nope, I'm done with my d20s. They've all failed me, but
No.
so that's gonna be and then with Shark Inspiration, that's better. That's a 15.
Okay. And it rolled a total of 12 to contest. So, Bammy, as you're like holding it down, its like legs are scrabbling into the dirt, and it's got these like, they look a little bit blunted, but these like long talons on the end of its like stumpy little toothless legs. As it's like scrabbling, and its tail is thrashing, like whacking into the fence. It's probably hurting itself a little bit, bruising its tail, and it's struggling. But Bammy's like holding its head down in one place. And Bammy, you kind of like move your grip a little bit as you like turn to like be nose to nose with it. And then you just like do this kind of dragon breath, like not full fire, but just this like hot wave like straight into its nose. And it just kind of like does that sort of a thing, and then just kind of like, and you like still hold your grip until it like finally just stops resisting, and as you let go, it just kind of sits there with its chin against the ground and is just like looking at you, not moving.
Now I'm good to do that whenever you want, but I imagine that wasn't very fun for you. So you're gonna listen now.
Like it goes to like hiss, but then like as you like kind of almost like reassume your pose, like glare a bit, it just like stop, like almost like when a cat is growling and you're like, excuse me, and it stops. Like that sort of a thing.
Guys, I think he did it.
And then like Lady Crush is kind of standing there, she like unwinds one of the ropes and walks over and just starts to like throws it over its neck and waits. And it just kind of like looks at her and looks at Bammy. And she like walks the other side, like pulls the rope across its back, like just that slow thing of like get you like used to this touching you, and eventually with Bammy's help actually wraps a nice harness like around its neck, across its chest, behind its arms. So not just like a noose, but like a nice little harness for this thing.
Yep.
And this takes some time, which y'all watch. But when it's done, she kind of looks over at you, Bammy, and like as she has like tied it to a few posts, because clearly she believes that this thing could rip a post free. And she looks at you and goes, well, that was well done.
That was fun.
And she, for the first time, actually does like crack a little bit of a smile. And she goes, a lot of people wouldn't call that fun. But clearly she does not include herself in that definition. And she's like, I appreciate that. How long are you gonna be in town?
At least another day or two.
You hear the first few notes of Kiss the Girl start playing. in the As like Shark is like sitting on like the gate just with the lute playing.
Because I could use someone who actually knows what they're doing. So who can actually handle themselves.
Well, I wouldn't.
Again, she's like, the way that she's talking, she doesn't say it, but she does not include herself in that number. Like, she basically is like, there's me, and then there's everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just this kind of fact of life for her. It doesn't seem to be any sort of ego. It's just like, people are weaker than me.
Yes, that is a fact of life for Bammy as well. Everyone is weaker.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
But I can help out. I mean, I can be strong with them. I don't know much about taking care of pets, but I've worked in caravans. I know how to handle, I'm trying to think of a generic term. It's not all pack animals, but basically conveys that he has
herd animals?
Maybe. I don't know, but conveys that, I've worked with these sorts of creatures before. It's not his forte, but is not unfamiliar with it.
And she kind of brushes that off and is like, I can do both of those, but I can't do them both at the same time, all the time for all of the animals. Sometimes you need a steady hand, and sometimes you need a soft word. And I could use another set of steady hands.
My hands are quite steady. He just holds his hand out and it's not moving.
Like, see? She again smiles, and she goes, I'm willing to pay you for your time.
I think that is an acceptable arrangement.
Okay.
At this point, Sharok looks at Willow and goes, does he realize when he's flirting?
Honestly, I don't think he does.
Huh.
Flirting? I thought they were just like bonding over being like real strong.
That's a way of putting it.
I mean, it could. I mean, I guess it's just all in how she's taking it.
Lopez, stop yelling at me.
Wow. He has climbed up onto my bed and is now meowing over the side of me.
Mom! Mom, you're ignoring me! Mom!
Mom, it's time to go to bed!
So as this deal is struck, like just verbally between two buff bros, she turns back to you guys and is like, I think we can talk a bit more about the steeds you might want.
Can I pick the nicest one?
Define nice. And that's where we're going to call it. And she's like, she was pleased, and now she's like, oh.
Wait. I love this.
I didn't even realize we went a little long, but this was a fun episode. I think a lot of silly, wild things happened. And I finally got to see the fruits of his purchase.
Lady Crush.
The second he sent me that name, I was like, what am I gonna do? And then I was like, huh. Sorry,
Amazing.
staying hydrated is important.
Yep.
So,
Is that today's moral?
Is that our moral?
you know what? There were rivers involved. You guys drank water. There were baths. Yeah, water was a big part of this episode, as it is in the desert. Water. It's important. Water. It's 70% of your body. So, thank you for joining us. This has been another episode of Tidefall on this beautiful Halloweeny Lynn's Day. We have shows other than this one. I know you didn't think that you could get more gifts for your eyes and ears, but you can. Speaking of which, tomorrow
Several installments of free 90 free.
yeah, free 90 free. If you want to throw a few dollars, cool. You know what that gets you? Like emotes, like other cool stuff.
Way more XPs.
Yeah, way more XP, bragging cred, my undying love and respect. I mean, Also, I'll mail you a Mylar balloon that says "Happy Birthday." I shouldn't make these promises, but I just did live on the internet. So we have other shows,
3.
as I was saying. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a spooky Halloween stream. What are we going to stream, you ask? I'll tell you. We're going to stream Left 4 Dead. Lindsay, have you ever played that before? Nope.
Same.
But you do have played Vermintide, which is, based on Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
That one has spooked me before, so I am ready to be spooked again.
You'll be
With
fine.
zombos.
Yeah.
Probably.
Spooky.
Zombie murder game.
Yeah,
That's what we're going to do tomorrow.
Yeah, keep an eye out. We will tweet about when we are doing that, and it'll be in our Discord, which you should come join. But yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
you should. You're like, man, these people, they're just such cool friends with such weird antics. Yeah, and we do it all the time. Not just here, also on Discord. Bless your eyes continuously. So spooky stream tomorrow, Saturday nights on Saturday, as the name implies. Guess what?
That should
There's
be back to the usual time, 3 p.m. Eastern.
3 p.m. Eastern. Are you guys still in hell?
Yep.
Yes.
We're
you
fighting
having a-
one of the archdevils.
Oh yeah, right in the middle of fighting it.
Dang! Oh, that's spicy. That's a
It
spicy
is very
meatball.
spicy.
Ooh, boy. Join them for a spicy meatball fight. We have new podcast episodes that were recently released. We have a new playtest of a game created by Sean using the Powered by the Apocalypse system. It's Opa Gundam style. Just kidding. It's Carbon Banner. But it is Gundams. Who doesn't love Gundams? So watch that. Be my best friend. Earn my undying love and affection.
Get a
And
Mylar balloon.
Get a Mylar balloon, maybe. Also, stay hydrated. That's the important one.
Yeah.
Hold on, everybody. We're gonna close with the drink. Ready? Everybody? Everyone, water. Everybody? Everybody?
Everybody?
Good game and good night, internet.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Internet.